So, there we were, tempest-tossed, battered and broken, unsure of how we had gotten to an unfamiliar and hostile land. I'm sure the others had turned their attention towards the tasks ahead, but my attention had, as always, been upon my companions. Given how the day's fight went, and the near death of Fulcrum and Kodo, I felt more than ever the need to preserve their story in my book. Many pages hold the detailed descriptions of unusual flora and fauna, unfamiliar lands, detailed maps, and theories about our whereabouts. But the most important pages are my efforts to understand my companions. The gods always tell tales with powerful archetypes. The task is to know who we each are in their tale. Raiden, good-natured and naive, had been the one to speak when others were silent, and drove us ever towards the hero's quest. But once here, he realized the adventuring life was not for him. He had found community, and though he may protest, his community had found their hero. In his absence, we struggled to find direction. Stepping out of uncertainty, we find Fulcrum, the archetype of the innocent, by my estimations. He struggles knowing that he is the creation of an evil madman, unsure what his destiny will be, and desperate to set himself apart from his creator. He is the literal embodiment of both good and evil forces in one form. He reminds each to retain their youth, full of wonder, but he will need guidance, and I can't help but feel we are here to deliver him to his destiny, whatever good or evil that may actually lend to be. Next, I see Balrin as the outsider, bringing a perspective from beyond our society's norms. He appears uncaring and harsh, but he oftentimes is well ahead of the others in recognizing the way forward. While on the surface he seems uncaring, deep down, he at least has a need for us, and on more than one occasion, he has been the difference between life and death, particularly mine. His lessons will remind us that life can be harsh, and we must see it as it is, not how we wish it were. Now, who is Morgaine? It seems that he must be the everyman. He brings with him the common sense of the crowd, the practical, steady drumbeat. He finds himself witnessing an unfolding world, and in it, a musical mystery. Curiously, this creative force holds sway over many, and is the attention of devils and men alike. His story reminds us that within us all are great possibilities if we have the courage and patience to look. Now, new to our group is the powerful Kodo, an unusual stranger. In some ways, I think he serves as the father figure of the group, or at least he appears to fill that role for young Fulcrum. I can already see him serving as a role model and a moral compass, and he sets firm expectations for the boy. Kodo seems to show us how to be resolute, steadfast, and stronger than the things that threaten us. And then, there's me. Who am I, really? I keep coming across a version of myself everywhere I look. Each different, yet familiar. Each as ignorant about the tattoos and our purpose as I am. Perhaps, if I just gave in to temptation and experimentation, I think I could get to the bottom of the puzzle. Maybe I could convince Duz and Dibbin to let me experiment on their tattoos. And then the three of our tattoos would be in the second form, but each different, of total versions. Wait a minute, is that the sun coming up? Okay, well, where was I? Oh yes, who am I? For a time now, I've been playing at the privateer's life under the direction of Balrin, and as fun as that's been, I can't help but feel I've neglected my true role. I guess I'm the mentor. Fulcrum needs an advisor. He needs to become the leader of our group, and it'll be up to me to ensure that he understands and survives the lessons of the group. Well, hopefully, we'll find answers before we find death on this side of the Everstorm.
So good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, that's
Nice.
nice.
Before we find death.
I hope we don't find death.
I hope. So speaking of death,
At least not ours.
Speaking of death.
Hey, welcome everybody. Speaking of death,
It's time for yours.
everybody. Speaking of death. All right. Welcome to game 21 of the Everstorm. The devil made me do it. And last we left off, our crew was quite uncertain of what to do, but they knew that they were being fenced in, or a perimeter was being built far beyond their camp. So they went to investigate and found a river that they then decided to punch. And the river punched back, and it became a punch river fight.
Oh,
Punched
man.
real hard. It's a hard punching river.
Real hard.
Our crew managed to not only knock the river out, but also take down its master and his backup. So they managed to get out, and now they're beyond and trying to determine, what does this mean? What's next? And while they're camping and regrouping, Skeezer's alarm went off, which he set around the dome that night. And they all woke in time to see a tiny hand touching the dome. When they went to chase after the hand, they couldn't find to whom it belonged to. They found some tracks and a couple tiny tufts of thread. And that's where we wrapped. And so you guys are at camp. Dome's still up.
Well, did you see what it was?
I didn't see exactly. I saw the hand, and then I was able to find these tracks and a little bit of thread. What color was the thread again? I think you said last time, but I forgot.
It was orange and
Yes.
Orange and green, I think it was.
Orange and green. Yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
I don't know. And it was really small. It was kind of like a person, but not really. It was kind of creepy.
Was
So
it like an imp that we saw before?
It could possibly be. That's I would say that's probably pretty accurate, but
So something
it was
like
so
this.
fast. Yes. Actually, I forgot. I have minor illusion as well. I guess I could do that, right? I could be like,
Yeah.
this is what I saw. Least used spell I have, because it's the only spell I have. So I'm like, minor illusion. Here's exactly what I saw.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's quite wonderful.
I usually use it with my music and stuff, but sometimes it's got other uses.
Nice. Well, yeah, I do believe that might be the same imp-like creature we saw before. But this thread, this seems very fulcrum-like.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know where we would have picked up a imp follower.
Well, they've been all over the island so far.
Yeah, I guess so.
But
It
how would
makes
they
me
know we were
wonder.
here? Were they just following us the whole time?
I was wondering because the other day, I think it was yesterday, it was 2 days ago, a couple of the strings on my lute were just broken. Like, for no real good reason. Like, sometimes strings break, but usually not where it broke and for no reason. So I kind of wondered if something had maybe tampered with it, because it was sitting 5 feet from me. I just wasn't looking at it when it happened because I heard it and I turned around and saw it. But so I don't know.
Well,
I hadn't really thought that far out until now.
Could be a funny prank, but
it could be like if
of all
trying to cause us bad
somebody. Well, let's think about this for a moment. The last few times you've used the music around the devils, it's been detrimental to them, right?
Yeah, it seems like they kind of go into the trance like everybody else does, and they're forced to do it, but it seems like they know it's happening to them. Like, I feel like everyone else doesn't really understand, but it feels like they fully understand, but they can't avoid it. So I'm wondering,
Maybe they're
maybe it's
sabotaging
trying.
you.
Yeah, maybe it's trying to sabotage it.
Well, let's wake the
I don't know.
others.
Yeah, for sure.
Gentlemen,
Mhm.
you feeling okay?
Kind of groggy. Waking up is hard sometimes. Is everything okay?
Well, yes, sorta. Some incidents, but thought maybe you should have used some rest. But once you woke up, and we'll have some coffee here. Kodo, you awake?
Cox. You wake me too early.
It is dark out, everybody. It's approximately 3:30 a.m.
Oh,
Ugh.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
I feel
Stop,
awful.
Bakasine. Go back to sleep.
Well, there's a little imp that was here.
Oh,
Another imp.
Yeah, another little devil creature.
That's what we think, at least.
yeah.
It
Its
appeared
hand
in-
looked like this. Ploo.
Oh, what? Hammer.
What he shows with his illusion is a 2-fingered hand with a thumb that's got decently long talons on the end of it, and the hand is like a pale palm, but the palm is like a pale sickly green that has a slight orange fade at the edges.
Quick question. That happened
Perception
in.
check while we're discussing this.
Okay.
everybody.
So that happened inside our little globe, right?
You were inside the dome,
Yes.
and an alarm tripped for Skeezer, and you turned in time to see a tiny hand touching the dome
From the outside?
from the outside.
Okay, that's what I want to make sure of. And you said perception is what we need to roll, yeah?
I have a 19.
yeah.
19.
I do
Oh, yeah,
not.
we all have to roll. Hold on. For some reason, I'm having a hard time hearing our DM. 14.
You can't hear me?
I
No, we can hear you.
I just got to
think it's
crank
just a
you
little
up.
quiet. We can fix that.
You're fine
You'll
on
be
my
okay.
side.
You'll be okay. Dude, your voice
I love the voice.
Yeah,
It's the
He's
best.
fine on there.
yeah.
We tried to talk him into making it deeper.
They wanted it deeper, so I'm making it deeper tonight.
It's even better.
It is. It's fantastic.
I'll do nothing but browse.
Yeah.
Oh no, you gotta roll perception. What'd you get?
I got a 19.
He got a 19. Shit. Kodo and
I also have
Fulcrum,
19.
you hear a whisper in the distance between your conversation. You quickly hear someone say, I need to know what languages you guys speak.
I am common, demonic. Oh, sorry, not demonic. Common, infernal, and celestial.
I
Kodo.
speak the greatest of languages.
Right, of course.
Common it is.
No, I also know your slenderest tongue.
You two hear very faintly in between the words of everybody waking up. Shinitsin. And they were trying to be quiet.
And that was a language neither of us understood, right? It was
Correct.
just, yeah. I'm gonna kind of put up my hand, but like kind of down. I'm not gonna go like out. I'm gonna kind of bring it up like close to my body, towards everybody. I think don't act too unnatural, but I think they're still out there in the woods. I think they're watching.
Well, the good news is they can't see or hear anything outside of the dome.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, good. Well, then I will try and not act so oblivious.
Arcana check. Now that you've said that,
Am I wrong?
I was looking it up to double check, and I believe you are.
Oh. I don't know
So-
about that. With my
Uh-oh.
8, I'm pretty sure.
You
Let's
don't
read
know
this
how
stuff.
your own spell works?
I've never really had to check.
Silly
I've always been on
little
the
wizard.
inside. Let's see.
That's a really good point. I've always been on the inside.
I just assumed it worked.
Yep, guys. You're silent in here.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah.
And we can see out, but you can't see in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That part I'm pretty sure of.
Okay.
You are certain of that.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I pop off a detect evil and good.
I'm sorry, I can't voice. It's great.
You're
It's
welcome.
great, isn't it?
It's so
So
good.
great. So good. The
They
voice is
begged me to
everything.
change it.
The
It's
voice
great.
is everything, man.
It's perfect.
Oh man, I do love it.
All right. You ping off a detect evil and good. What's the range on that?
30 feet.
You don't pick up anything within 30 feet. Beyond what you get within the party.
I
He's
get
so evil.
evil from the party.
You get a weird mix from Fulcrum.
Right.
He is equal parts. But equal parts not in the idea of evil or good meaning intent, but that quite literally in the fundamental of his being is both good and evil.
hmm
And is Stitch out or not?
No, Stitch wouldn't have been out if I had just been sleeping. So
Okay.
it's just my tattoo right now.
Okay. And you feel that the tattoo has a slight warmth of evil to it.
All right. I'm gonna try something. Cover
You
your
also get
ears.
a weird pulse
Oh,
that you've never noticed before from Morgaine.
Sweet.
And it's like it's also a weird gray area, but it's extremely faint. If Fulcrum is an incandescent light, then it's more like Morgaine is a tiny, like crystalline grain of sand that's reflecting, like a little moat.
I will fix you, young singer man.
Skywalker.
those
All right.
Hold the ears.
Everybody holds your ears.
I can also
For
make you
what?
invisible.
You don't have to, but
I
Well,
mean,
your own
I'm
risk,
all
What do you
for
want me to
holding
hold my ears for?
so that you can't hear.
Oh, do I have to?
You don't, but I would recommend it.
It's probably
So
a good idea.
I'm gonna take 1 foot out of the dome so that
Roll.
my loot is outside. And I'm gonna
Okay.
start playing the song.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me a
I'll still hold
performance
my
check.
ears.
And again, you don't have to, but I just recommended it.
I just made I made myself do a wisdom save.
That's probably true because you failed
I
to it like every time. I
did.
think. Right?
I made myself
So
take a wisdom
good.
save off to the side just now, and I got a 15. So unless Levi tells me otherwise, I assume that'll be high enough to hold my ears.
Make a performance check.
Okay. Where's it at? Oh, that's why.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Boy, that came back to a good number. That was a rolling
Oh,
from
that
a
was
4
so
back to an
I'm
18.
glad I cannot hear this beautiful song.
It would be hard to resist if you could.
Quite beautiful. I
Quite.
imagine.
Okay. All of you inside the dome make a wisdom check, a wisdom save.
Uh-oh.
Because you are holding your ears and you
Oh, hold on. You cut out. I didn't hear you there.
because you were warned and you are purposely holding your ears, you have
Advantage.
for
Advantage.
you, Fulcrum.
Straight.
That's just a straight roll.
Straight roll. Yeah. Okay.
If I already had advantage, do I get super advantage?
You
No, there
get
isn't.
so advantaged.
You get super advantage.
I got a 15.
Thank you for the cheers, Fruitzilla.
Oh yeah, thank you,
Oh,
Fruitzilla.
thank you.
Yay! Thanks,
Fruits
Fruitzilla.
is here.
100 bonus 10.
Fruitzilla's here.
And he's got a sandwich.
He does.
Ah,
A
that's because
dancing
it's
sandwich.
September.
Oh,
was-
September.
Really scared about that roll for a second, but that's an 18.
Nice.
What is my wisdom save? Yeah. Oh, I have a 3. Okay. I have a 17.
Nice.
17.
So I rolled the
What is it?
lowest this time, huh?
All right. Morgaine steps out, and the moments you put the pick to the strings, you feel the song leap out of you like a coiled viper, like it was waiting.
I've been holding
And
that
now
one
that
in.
it's out, it is a rush. It's pulling through your fingers, and you've never been more on point.
Middly,
tearing through this.
middly.
And it is beautiful. It cuts through the night air. You can hear it bouncing off the trees. And it is a thing of dangerous elegance.
Yes.
Skeezer, it's the most beautiful thing you've ever heard. Skeezer, it coils into your mind and instantly draws out the memories when all these puzzles were simpler, and maybe the not knowing was better, and maybe all the puzzles are only going to lead to more puzzles, and maybe the puzzling is endless. At the end of it all, it's nothing. Maybe not.
Sorry
knowing.
to bring you down, guys.
I used to have hope in my life, and then I met the
and then I heard that song.
and then I thought there was meaning, and then I learned the truth, the terrible truth. I'm just gonna walk out of the dome and call it a night, guys.
She's gonna walk off a cliff into the
It's a
ocean.
song of nihilism.
God.
All right. And so I got stuff I gotta roll now.
And if I'm like playing any part of the song that I feel like I hadn't yet, and it's just coming out, I'm gonna desperately try to remember it.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm gonna be playing any of the parts because they just seem to come sometimes. So
Yeah.
if
well,
I'm
this
playing
time-
anything I haven't played yet
this
or
time
didn't,
it's coming out because you
Don't
called
forget your
it,
music
and
box.
it's been a while since you've used it, to be honest. You've been trying to suppress it the past few times.
right?
So now it's too hungry.
Song is hungry.
Hungry, hungry hippo.
Okay. Let's see here.
Don't forget you got that music box that can record shit.
I have a music box again.
Yeah, we did get that.
You would have to read the log to know that.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, we've talked about it a few times with you.
Yeah.
And you've been like, it's perfect for my character.
All right.
Yes, it is.
Perception check.
For who?
Perception check.
Yes, it's to listen. So his song is so loud now, everybody's a disadvantage.
Hell
'cause
yeah.
It's hard to hear anything past what Morgaine's doing.
Disadvantage.
You say perception?
Mhm.
Perception.
I mean, honestly, what's the point in even listening, guys?
I lost my dice. Oh,
Alright. All right.
an
I
8.
roll.
8
Appreciate it.
plus 3.
I
11.
got a
Okay.
16.
How'd you get a 16? You didn't roll 2 dice?
I rolled a single die because I
What
normally
was
have
yours,
advantage.
Kodo?
Oh, it must have been Skeezer. I got a
Yeah.
16.
Something actually.
All right.
No, I didn't.
everybody-
Fulcrum got a 16. I got a 13. I'm sorry.
Okay. Fulcrum and Morgaine, you actually managed to hear this over the song, even though Fulcrum, it really you almost catch it in annoyance, like you didn't want it interrupted. And Morgaine, though you are riding this song like a wave, you are commanding it. It's like you're sitting at the balcony unleashing upon the enemy, even you can't see them, so you still feel the
Pop
high
star.
ground. You feel it projecting. So Fulcrum, you hear in the distance like, snap out of it. We have to move. There's no time. And you hear that as well, Morgaine.
Sweet. I keep playing more intense. I'm giving it more volume if I can.
All right.
Wait,
and now we
more
go to initiative.
Gain?
Oh,
Oh.
I give it more gain. It's true.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Oh, what's the point?
My life is a lie.
Probably just more endless puzzles. To
That's just the light.
F.
That's just
I
the light.
always forget to select my character model first. Is there a way we could type it in?
Yes.
Cool.
We roll on initiative. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm having such a
Where
hard
is
time
my
hearing you.
character?
Bam. Oh, didn't click my model. Did that
Yeah,
thing
I did
you were
the
just
exact-
talking about?
Yep.
Oh, there's the models. I was like, I couldn't find them.
Oh, should I just
There they
reroll?
are.
Look at that mighty 5.
Oh, yeah, what's
We're off to a
that?
good start.
Initiative.
Do you have advantage on initiative?
Me, yes. That's the Sentinel Shield still.
I thought it
Pretty
only gave you
freaking
an
good.
advantage
Best
on
shield in the
perception.
world.
No, it's initiative too.
God.
I just
Super
looked
broken.
it up because I wanted to double check if it was only on sight perception instead of hearing, and it just says wisdom perception checks because I wanted to be sure I wasn't using hearing when it should only be sight.
It's
I
pretty
am 9.
freaking good.
I am 9.
I am 9.
Yeah. Well,
They
hold
are
on.
5.
You have advantage
I am
on
5.
I'm going
rolls
to
and wisdom
grab
perception
all
checks.
y'all.
Cheese dip delicious.
Shield is
guys
emblazoned with
at. You're in the lower
eye.
right of this map.
Definitely the greatest of all the menus at a Mexican restaurant.
It was fantastic.
See,
Cheese dip
Can't forget
delicious.
Keurig.
oh,
Is
actually,
Keurig
Caesar's
even
life
awake for
bar is
this
so
party?
tiny.
I usually
Just
can
like
see
the
in
rest of it.
bar, and I don't see it.
Just like the rest of them, yes.
That's
What's
weird.
going on with my bar here? Something's.
Can
it's
everybody
not
else see the initiative bar?
Nope.
No.
I cannot. No, I cannot.
No.
Technical difficulty.
I believe he's
Oh.
putting us on a new map. Am I right?
Nice.
Yes. Wonderful.
Oh shit.
Oh, I gotta find myself.
Hey, there's no river in this map. You're breaking my scene I just made.
there's a dry river bed right
Hmm.
there.
I think
Maybe
things
it's
have gotten-
tidal. Maybe it comes in with the tide.
Well, we just
Hmm.
killed the
Okay.
water, so
We
We
just-
We didn't
Killed
it
use
dead.
murder, so
But
maybe that's.
I agree.
No, admittedly, that water nearly killed me and Kodo. Like
mhm.
so close.
Yeah, it did.
I still
Terrifying.
had one death save left.
I didn't.
Not on my watch.
Potions.
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 Oh, switching over to the battle map. There we go. Yep. Oh wait, I've got some for us. Since,
I'm
since we're-
awesome.
We're fighting. Look at this. Whoa!
Oh.
Wait. There we go.
Ooh,
nice.
nice.
Got a little Ryu fireball even.
Hey,
That's
you can.
amazing.
Yeah, you need to throw more fireballs.
All right, well-
Oh, I should probably move myself some in this bubble.
Yeah. Being in the bubble's good.
Mm,
Be the bubble.
be the
I
bubble.
don't know, guys. What's the point of the bubble?
I
Should I just take it down?
I say leave it up for now.
How did they
For
find us?
now.
oh snap!
Sorry, it's taking me so long, everybody.
They're probably just walking along with us.
It is okay.
Been made ourselves pretty obvious, just going about our business, not giving a care about anything. Just slowly ready to just shuffle off this mortal coil.
This guy.
Caesar is the most adorable goth.
Oh,
He's a pixie god, man.
dead on.
He's a pixie goth, yes.
All right.
Mm.
Let's see here. Turn order.
There is our turn order. Wonderful.
Booyah.
Oh, it's not there unless I summon it. I'm so sorry. everybody.
Correct.
And get that
That's
diver out of
correct.
there. And these are all your correct. Yes, it is.
If you have to type them in manually, I should really be an 11.
Hmm.
I'm not a
Okay.
21.
There's the map, everyone. Did a little flyby.
Nice. I'm a 5.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
Oh, do we need to roll it again?
No,
No,
just tell them.
I
Oh.
forgot
Sorry.
to
I'm an
select my
18, I
character
guess.
model the first time.
All right. Morgaine, you're up. You just heard that. You have a vague idea of action. It is generally in. I am not on the right layer. It is generally in this direction that you heard it.
Hey, the
Okay.
turn order is blank for me still.
Yeah, I've seen it blank as well.
Yeah.
Don't know why. I'm looking at Morgaine, Kodo, Fulcrum, Skeezer.
Well, if you got it, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
All right, I'll try to get it off the screen.
All right.
Okay.
Morgaine, you're up.
I am going to let's see if I can figure
You
out.
heard it both times, right, Morgaine? The voice.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
And you
the
said over
first time
here,
it was
right?
a different language. The second time it was common.
Yeah. Right. Did it sound like the same voice as far as
Yes.
that? Okay. I'm gonna take a couple steps closer. Hopefully, I can freeze it in place. If I get tense, I'm hoping that maybe it's more effective. So,
Okay.
or I'm just gonna get blasted in the face.
You're
Great.
just gonna meet the Balrog face to face.
It's all right. There's no purpose for this life in it.
It's just better to get it over with as is.
Give me a perception check.
Oh man. Not that great.
You don't know where they are.
They are.
Morgaine, you move forward. You're attempting to hold them in place and maintain the song.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll to maintain the song.
Just another performance.
Yep. To maintain its current DC, you have to keep.
Ooh,
Nice.
Exact same roll.
Yeah.
It is.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's a big one.
So it
Nice.
stays. So you've rolled the current performance check result, meaning you could increase the range if you want to.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Was it because wasn't there two factors we could adjust? It was range and
Well, the difficulty you have to increase by beating an old performance check.
oh, right.
At least
That's
two.
right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, I will. So that way, even if they tried to run or something, hopefully keep them in range. I don't know what my range is normally. Is it like 30 feet or something like that?
30 feet, but
Let's see. Let's
the
do.
range is 30 feet. Each increment increases at 10.
So I'd be at 40.
So now you're at 40.
Oh, okay. Somebody got it.
I helped you too. Look at
That's
that.
fine.
Awesome.
It works.
That's a whole lot of song, man.
That's a whole lot of song,
That is
baby.
a lot of songs.
A
I'm
lot of
amplified.
love. A lot of love.
Watch out. Led Zeppelin are blockers, man. You got to watch out.
Yeah, they'll get us.
Led Zeppelin will get you.
All you have to do is pitch shift it down, and they can't find it.
That's right.
YouTube
Completely
algorithm
different
has
feed.
nothing on me.
Fair enough. That's like 12
You
octaves
turn to
lower.
the song and you feel incredible, like it's trying to dominate the silence of the jungle and make it its own. Kodo, you're up.
Koto heard the first one talking, but doesn't know where the singer boy is walking off to. Correct?
You know that the direction that Morgaine is walking is
Mhm.
where you heard the voice coming from.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah.
It's like one guy playing and a bunch of guys walking around like this. We're going to headbutt them when we find them.
It's really good for spell casting. Just
I'm sure
no
it is.
hands, no hearing. It's a perfect combination.
Hmm.
Just no, didn't work.
I will it into existence.
I tried
Okay.
but nothing happens.
I will. Yeah. That's wrong. That's correct. Come to me, Koto. Damn you, fat man. Move. I will move. Dang it, it's not spacebar. Freaking Q. Damn it.
I want to hear
Understand
Kodo
your
bitch
system.
about keyboard shortcuts
Anything.
Freaking-
for the rest
Anything.
of this
That's
campaign.
right. I don't care what he's bitching about. It's hilarious.
He's
So,
like,
That's pretty good.
damn it, I hit Control Z. Undo.
Koto is coming here. Keurig is coming here.
Oh.
Hey, perception
Sorry.
check for both of you.
Keurig heals. Sorry, he would have healed last night. There we go.
We haven't gotten full
Okay.
rest yet, but he could have. I don't know if he got spend hit dice.
I have a 16 plus something on my sheet.
Plus something.
Plus
else.
6. I have
Whoa.
22.
That's pretty good. Man,
Dragons are very perceptive.
I
Clearly,
forgot about them.
Keurig rolled an 18 and I don't have his sheet.
Oh.
Hey guys, we found Balrin.
It's
Turns out he was
Balrin.
out here the whole.
He's been leading demons our way from day one.
I believe it. I believe it.
So that man appears.
You see he is hiding, attempting to hide behind a tree, and he's got a sword in his hand. And he seems to be turned next to him as you make eye contact with him, and he redirects his focus towards you.
Uh-oh.
And with a held action,
Mhm.
roll a wisdom save.
Uh-oh.
Try and get a super zoom in on that guy. See what he
Oh,
does.
that's 19. Plus 3,
Ooh.
22.
So what you're saying is that Die Hard dice roll almost
They
20s.
roll, they're
Almost
20s.
20.
Thank you, Die Hard. I have 2.
You see
I will
sword
get
in
mine
hand.
soon.
He looks at you and he says, "We are not a threat. Go back to bed." And then you feel a push. And you're like, "Ugh," and you shake it loose.
No, I say Ashara has protected me from you, puny man. And with the rest of my movement, because I only moved a very short amount,
I
not
moved 17
spacebar.
feet.
you. I didn't move 17, did I?
Not space bar. Q.
How far did I move? I was here. 20. Okay, well then I will instead Misty Step.
Jolly Green Giant.
Ah!
Oh,
Ho ho ho.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right, you're right next to him.
Yes. I am.
He is as the icon appears.
I
You are looking at an elf.
Let me zoom into the icon. So the people at home can see.
He looks like he's standing on your shoulder.
He does.
He's
He's
not.
very lightweight.
No,
He's gone Cirque du Soleil.
he's
over
not
here.
up on my shoulder. I move. Okay. We are not a threat. Go back to sleep. I will punch you in the face.
I punch you in the.
Um,
For free.
Straight to death blows.
I am going straight to death blows. He tried to use evil magic on me, and I do not appreciate that.
You misty
Friendship.
step right there.
I do.
Hold on.
Oh,
Oh boy.
I
He
think I know.
promptly shits his pants.
So, space may have been occupied.
Give me a strength check, which is not going to be a problem for you.
Famous last words.
That's an 18 plus 4, 22.
You feel as you solidify into the space, two forms get shoved to the side as your form blasts in, slamming them to the ground.
Mm.
Is invisibility concentration based?
Yes.
It is.
Sure is.
Yes. Rules lawyer.
You rules lawyering.
I know.
It's the best birthday present ever.
These figures remain invisible.
Oh,
But
Toto, is that your turn?
no, that's a bonus action.
That's only a bonus action. I'm gonna kill everything now.
Now it's time
They
for
all
me to
die on
murder,
my
death, kill.
turn.
Murder, death, kill.
Murder.
So, interesting. I felt the person move, correct?
2.
You felt your body dissolve into Misty Step as the breath of Ashara wraps you up and transposes you elsewhere. And as it bursts out, you're used to feeling your form force its way out into open space, and all you have to worry about is where you find your footing. This time, your elbows hit to form as you solidified out,
Hmm.
and they gave way. It's not like it was a tree or something.
And I don't feel them still, right? Like I
No.
pushed them far enough away that I don't feel them.
Yes, you actually, as you appeared, heard like steps, like something trying to regain its balance.
Hmm. Well,
This elf here looks surprised and frustrated that you have appeared here in front of him.
As you do.
well,
I
then
mean, makes sense.
that's fine. I will just smash him in the face.
Yeah.
I'll just face smash him. That always seems to work.
Just the way you say hi.
17.
That's a hit.
Okay. 13. Does a 13 hit?
A 13 does not.
Oh no, the mighty Kodo has
Failed.
failed.
He has failed. He is pathetic.
Warning shots.
Weak.
So you hit on the first and you missed on the second swing.
Yes.
Okay.
9 plus 4, 13.
Good God.
Good
Oh.
God.
You swing down hard, and as he brings up a sword to parry the blow, the force of your swing twists the sword around, carries through, and smashes into his leg. And he spits out a little bit of blood. Fulcrum.
Oh, Kirk finishes his movement, by the way.
And kills the NPC before we got to see who they were.
we have to investigate the pools of blood and.
Hey, how do you rotate your guy? What button is that?
There is no button. It's a little additional.
Oh, I see the
square
little
at the
button.
top of the
There's your
screen.
version.
Very hard. There we go.
Yeah,
Do you want to have him face the guy?
he doesn't know where the guy is. He's doing his job.
He's doing his job.
He's doing his job.
Flank support.
He's just doing his job.
Flank breaker.
Oh, there's a little
What
blood
are you
over
doing,
there.
Fulcrum?
Okay. So I saw him run off. I'm gonna move out after him, using my full movement to go to this place. Yes.
Yeah,
Who's
there is
leaving
blood over
blood
there.
trails.
I wonder
Oh,
if it's because he
Kirk
healed
was.
and
Kirk was. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
as I get over there, I'm just gonna yell out, "What's going on?" and cast Armor of Agathis on myself.
Well, I'm sure you would have seen me smash this young elf man's leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, like,
When
and
that,
I've only
when
used
that
at this point.
hammer goes up, it's not hard to miss.
Yeah,
you just see like swaying branches and Velociraptor screams.
I'm pretty sure up to this point I've only ever seen elves as. I don't know if I've ever seen an elf be a d-bag.
Dude.
I don't know.
We know Bowron. What are you talking about?
we party with Baurin.
Every day of
Every elf you've met
Year.
has been
It's been
self-important,
that's true.
obsessed, and kind of a d-bag.
That's a
Yeah.
good.
I mean, look at Morgaine
Yeah,
right there.
Come on,
for
guys,
More
it's not that
game.
bad.
That's true.
Still
I always
playing
forget
that dumb
about it. I don't know
song.
why. Always
Still playing that song.
pirate.
Freezer
So yeah,
in
but
place.
that's still gonna. I'm just gonna call it what's going on. I'm not gonna take any damage actions. I'm just gonna cast Armor of Agathis itself, and that is my action.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
They are using mind magic on me.
Oh, that's bad.
There's 3 of them.
And I had to take my hands down from my ears.
Sure.
Okay.
Fuck now, buddy.
My turn. Okay. I have to make you go away, you giant hulking thing.
Have to make you go away.
You are too dangerous. You have got to go. Wisdom save,
Hmm.
you giant hulking thing.
No. Nope. That's a nat 20.
Was it a diehard die?
It is a diehard dice, yes.
Diehard die. They roll 20.
I am devoted to only rolling my diehard dice now. So
You see,
Pretty amazing.
he materializes in his hand a tiny cocoon that he crushes and twists. And in that second, for
Ooh.
a second, you feel your skin start to slide. And then you're like, ah! And you feel the glowing radiance of Ashara flow up your spine and
Dang.
shake off this evil magic.
Dask.
And on my
Cameron.
turn,
I just
Yeah.
said, Kerr,
Yeah.
own your mother.
oh god.
Whoa. Whoa. That sounds like an insult I've
Okay.
ever heard.
Shit. All right. Oh, and this is the first full round of actions from the initial song. So from here on out, after this first round is done, so after Skeezer's done, we all have to make a save against Morgane's song at the start of our turns, not
I'm gonna-
all on Morgane's turn.
I'm going to have to
So-
shut this thing down.
Track of.
All
And
right.
it'll always be at the it should probably be at the end of the turn, because that's how the new default generally is, that the turn is weighted. So you just hear right next to you, Kodo, we're never gonna break the cycle. And then the other one beside you says, like, I'm another failure. And then
You have broken the morale.
oh my god. And then the elf next to you like drops his sword. It's like, I'm gonna time out.
Got a timeout.
Time out.
Caesar, you're up.
Well, you guys have it under control out there?
Skeezer, you can't think to ask that question.
Yep.
Oh boy.
It's best I don't even tell you about the fact he was polymorphing you, really. I'm just gonna stay in the bubble. Just let me know if you guys need anything, I guess.
Not that it would be
It's kind of pointless, really.
a point for you to help them,
It's kind
because
of pointless, really.
helping them would just take you further down this fruitless quest. And
I mean, to think, what is this life without a Fruitzilla?
really,
It's fruitless. Badoom.
It's ruthless.
really,
Uh,
this island is becoming a metaphor for everything. You're here. You don't know why you're here. And yet, no matter how much you look, you can't escape it. So maybe that's all there is, Skeezer. Just
It
that.
is just truly what life is all about. Just endless, more of the same. I guess I'll just stay here and
Morgane,
spend my turn.
Yes.
roll to maintain the crippling effect.
Just crippling,
it's very effective when we outnumber them.
right?
Mm.
Where is it? There it is. Oh.
And the
Ooh.
song, you screech in on a wrong chord.
Ooh, that was wrong.
As you lose your footing while you're playing, and it managed to screw up your right hand with the pick, and for a second the song breaks. You cannot reestablish the song this turn.
Okay.
That's your action. So you can move and you can bonus action.
I assume I can see them now because they're
Yeah.
kind of out and about. How far can I move? What am I? 30 feet? 30 feet. Yes, I'm gonna move up.
Hey,
Oh.
Stonefly.
Up here. Oh,
Hey,
Hey, Stonefly's here,
Oh yeah.
and Kobe, and Zilla of
yeah.
Fruit.
Got some
Of fruit.
of
The Zilla of fruit.
We got the Kingfishy
Fishy.
rocking it out.
Yeah, Kingfishy's a drunken dragon, is
I believe so.
right?
Yes.
Good crew, man. Good crew.
Thanks for joining, Kingfishy.
Always appreciated.
What's the plan, Morgan? That's it?
Yeah, I just moved.
Okay. Kodo, you're up. You see the eyes dilated in the elf as his sword fell, and now you see a new resolve like blinking away as some sort of effect.
Can I free action talk to him?
Sure.
Do you surrender, or do you want death? As I raise my maul again.
It's a solid question.
It's a reasonable choice. I'd bargain for death, personally.
He holds up the sword, and the sword goes and just vanishes out of his hand. Like Fulcrum's, but not in the same fashion. His simply ceases to exist. Like it was never there to begin with. It doesn't slide or fade. It's just gone. And he's like, our only chance is to reason. This will be fruitless. Then you see
Oh, snap.
Hey, look who that is.
Imptastic.
Those don't look like imps.
That doesn't look like an imp. It looks like a mystical adventuring party.
Hey, it's those 12 guys we never paid attention to on the party.
Yeah, they've just been following us the whole time.
Guys, why are you killing us? Oh.
Yeah, we got bored. We realized this was all for nothing. Life was meaningless.
Why
but
have you
he's
been tracking us?
you see he looks down at a dial he's got on his watch.
are we out of combat at this point?
He fails to hide looking at the dial on his wrist. He attempts to like make that subtle, but you catch that he did it. The little one is dangerous. We may be the first that come, but we won't be the last. They have to all be found. And he is real.
What little one do you speak?
Your caster. There's a gnome in your group. A real
Yes.
one.
Yes.
If he remains with you, this won't be the last time that you see us.
So you're here for him. What crime has he committed?
At this point, Fulcrum would have rolled up on them, red eyes stitched, coming out and pointing straight at him. What do you want with Skeezer?
We're simply here to take him to authorities. Skeezer is part of a crime he did not commit, but regardless, he is part of the investigation. We have to question him and ensure that he is not something more than he seems to be. He is simply a gnome, and there's no call for concern.
And you are taking him where?
Oh, well, they're not taking him anywhere. It's where they want to take him.
I have questions. I'm sorry, I did not mean to cut you off.
I cannot disclose for whom we work, but I can tell you they are a benevolent organization that looks out for the goodwill of all against the dangers of magic mishandled.
Are you from
Wait.
Glassgate?
So, right, where did you come from?
An island nearby.
So the crime he committed happened on an island nearby? I don't buy it.
No, of course not. We have a base of operations.
My question was if they could get here, could they take us back?
That's what I was curious about.
I can't. Stop
That-
it. It's gonna stand down. And this is the half orc.
Telling the which was he telling the
The elf woman.
elf woman? Okay.
Oh, there's no woman.
Sorry, she's human. Human woman.
Hmm.
We tried. And that's what matters, but none of it really matters.
Perhaps
walks
if you
past
would
you.
have walked to us
He
and
ignores you, Kodo, walks around you like you're not even important, and he takes her hand. He's like,
Botak Vision.
I only want you to know I have always cared for you, Devi. I'm so sorry we didn't have.
I have my bow
And
drawn.
he goes in to kiss her, and as he does, he fades from existence.
Whoa.
Ruh-roh.
The elf looks down, and his hand is starting to fade. He's like, no, I was gonna, I can't.
Can we help you? What's happening?
What just happened?
Did
Did
they
they
all
all
three
just-
fade out?
Yeah.
Guys, what's happening out there? Is still a fight going on?
I actually at that point I go back to
Yes, we must find little hairy child.
Is life still worth not living?
What?
still
The
not worth
song's
it.
over with, so you
Yeah, I'm
kind of have
kidding.
your senses back.
I gotta say, that's the most depressing song I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
Well, yeah. It goes that way sometimes.
I mean, really, I was ready to just
Oh.
be just done.
Teaser, you
Like-
never left the dome, so
Nope,
I assume
it's
that-
still there.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Can
Yeah,
I, can
I
we,
purposely stayed in there.
I
now that we're
purposely
outside of the
because I know what happens when I leave.
can we hear Skeeter talking now that we're outside of the dome?
Yeah, clear as a bell.
It's
Well, now
totally
we
quiet
know.
out there.
They don't know what's happening.
Not a single peep comes out of this dome.
He just makes
You guys
I'm
hear
talking to you guys
Skeezer
from
say,
outside.
not a single peep comes out of this dome, and you hear him say it clear as day.
And you respond to me, and then I talk back to you like nothing's wrong.
Hey, Skeezer.
Uh-huh.
That was awful. Did you see that?
Well, I saw you guys jump into the bush, and it looked like Koda was beating the ever-living crap out of a coconut tree. And then there was a bunch of talking. I couldn't really quite make it out. What was going on?
That was awful.
So there was 3. One was an elf, one was a human, a half orc. And they said they were basically here for you.
They were here for me.
They claim that they were trying to apprehend you,
Hmm?
take you back somewhere so that basically someone could decide whether or not you're guilty of some sort of magical crime.
They
Oh,
said it was
Christ.
a
Is it-
crime you didn't commit.
Yeah,
No,
they
wait a
said it was a
minute.
crime that you didn't commit, which I don't know why they said that and still wanted to
What
apprehend
on
you,
earth is
but-
that?
It sounds kind of
Just a
familiar.
tiny guest.
Oh.
Wow,
Oh.
that's creepy.
Yeah, it's real
Sorry.
creepy.
I put the wrong thing out.
Sorry, you weren't supposed to see
Oh
that.
god.
No. You are. It's just supposed to appear on the map. So
Well, it's creepy either way.
Yeah.
Little skeezer man,
Mm.
I have good news for you.
Oh, I like that kind of news.
You are a real gnome.
I'm a real gnome.
The others might not be.
You think so?
Well, that's
That's
what he
fascinating.
said.
Yeah, according to them.
You did not commit the crime, but perhaps a crime was committed by your existence.
Oh. So this isn't about the illegal use of spellcasting. That's good.
No.
We don't really know what it's about, but
You have been illegally casting spells.
Well, technically, you have to be certified by the Academy in the lands where we came from. But
I mean, I guess I
Uh,
kind of have been too.
yeah.
yeah, that doesn't really seem to have any jurisdiction out here.
Well, I would have thought so, but
Yeah, they said they were
history
from Mother Island.
history check. Coda.
I can history. I can. I have a 17 in my histories.
Kodo, this is a ridiculous formality. Clearly, the lesser races cannot handle magic. The idea of any of the noble races having to seek permission to use what's in your life blood, that's just uncivilized.
hmm Besides, their laws mean nothing here.
well, I suppose that's true.
Hmm.
Though if they're here, did they? Where were they from? Are they from the Academy?
No, they said they're from another island nearby, which was
Yeah.
really confusing how they knew about you. And
Ah.
you were from Glassgate, or
Um,
so whatever crime you would
Kirk
committed
is
was
currently
back there.
sniffing him.
Yeah, but they also said that basically they outpost on another island, so seems like a bigger organization.
It scooches
But-
its way
But then they all
up
vanished. and
the
everybody's sad.
rock away from Kurik. Oh, it doesn't do what I just made it do.
Oh,
It doesn't slide sideways like that.
Doesn't go one-dimensional.
It doesn't go one dimensional.
Just show the
It
home
scooches
crowd
its way
what,
up the
what
rock.
this thing is.
That would be impressive.
I cannot position him where I want him. There he
It
is.
walks on its hands and uses its legs as hands.
what in the world is going on out there?
My turn around.
What?
What is that thing?
What is that thing? Kirk, what are you doing to that thing?
Does that look like the little hand I saw?
The imp hand?
Please. No. You
Let's
must
go.
not do this to me.
What?
I help.
You help?
What?
Anyone else seeing this thing? Is it just me?
I assume we can, right?
I see this. Kirk must smell him.
Hello? What are you doing over there?
I am helping you.
You're helping us. Helping us with what?
You're sleeping like dogs. I am one who wake you up, who let you know that there is something coming for you.
Wait, are you saying you're my alarm spell?
No, I am one who makes your alarm spell do its job better.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have a name?
Take giant lizard away from me before he eats my face.
Koto still has detect good and evil up. Do I detect anything on this little thing?
Evil,
Oh,
Straight up.
like to its core.
Just blaring evil. He's got a
Um,
boombox over his head of evil.
I take steps towards him.
I have no idea what this thing is.
Not sure Kirk can be kept from you. How can I trust evil?
It's evil? Oh,
I'm
great.
not evil. I am helpful.
Why are you helping us, little guy?
Because if you were not to be lost like this, you would have been caught by the magic people. They have been following you and closing in for the others.
Been falling for a day.
Yes,
Why are you watching over?
I need your help.
With what?
I need your help to help me find my master.
What's your master's name?
My master name is Gibbs.
Gibbs. Okay, that doesn't sound like the name
You
I
are
was expecting.
powerful. You are powerful people. You take on the Ravan. You drive the Ravan out of their places. And you take back their slaves. And you free them. And you give them weapons. You are very strong. You are strong
Boom.
enough to help me find
As
my
he's
master.
talking. As he's talking.
Okay.
I slam my maul down on the ground, and lightning spreads out into a rune on the ground in a range of 60 feet.
Ding.
Speak no lies.
Oh,
Nice.
That is so scary and
I
awesome.
need your help to take me to my master.
so it sounds like you might be like a familiar then.
No, I am a spindle.
A spindle.
A spindle?
I'm not sure that I know that one. Let me think. Arcana?
Sure.
I'm kind of gonna be walking up close to where Kodo is now, so I can get a better look at this guy.
17.
You don't know what he means,
Well,
except the literal interpretation of a spindle having to do with
isn't what you use to
sewing,
to move thread?
Mhm.
spinning wheel. You haven't ever heard of a spindle referenced with familiars specifically, but it isn't uncommon to use a gestalt, a metaphorical linkage
Mm-hmm.
between a mage and their familiar with thread tied to something like a voodoo doll or a little sculpture. So in that sense, it might be a metaphorical name or literal interpretation of some sort of link it shares with something else.
Okay, well that's interesting. Not sure what to make of that, but
And you are
fascinating.
here to protect him. And I point at Fulcrum.
No,
You should-
I'm here to assist you for protecting something else.
Well, he seems like he's struggling to get that one out.
What else?
Something that you are carrying with your parties.
Oh.
A powerful thing
So
that is
yeah,
very important.
yeah, okay. He's talking about the what do we call those things?
The
Hold on a second.
glimmer?
The glimmer.
Yeah.
Must be talking about the glimmer.
Are you talking about the glimmer?
I am not talking about the glimmer.
Double negative.
I am not. Oh,
I'm gonna get even closer to this, so I'm like almost like face to face. I'm just like looking at him very curiously. He's largely green and orange. You had said.
Yeah, now that you're really close, his skin goes from being a little like sandpaper, like a shark's skin, and having little warts and bumps. But where those warts and bumps meet, like his ears, his shoulders and joints, you see tiny bits of places where they become embroidered thread.
I'm gonna
It
reach
is
my
made of
hand out.
embroidery in tiny pieces.
I'm gonna reach my hand out, so my hand's like kind of right near the side of his head.
no,
Kind of
I
flip it.
do not, and I am not interested in the glimmer. No.
I'm gonna summon Stitch as a dagger in my hand and just kind of look at it as it pulls itself together. Look at him. Look at it. Look at him. Not saying anything yet. I'm just very creepily just staring back and forth, back and forth. I think I know who you are.
I think you do not know as much as you think you know, fancy pants.
That's probably really true too.
By the way,
But-
Fulcrum, you cannot also tell a lie. Just saying, because you're in my zone.
Oh yeah, sure.
You're
Oh,
in the
nice,
auto
Dodo.
zone.
Let's go get in
Get in the zone.
Oh.
You want some tie rods with that?
Guys, we just need to get sponsored by everybody's
Yes.
catchphrase that we would have so much money.
Die Hard Dice, they roll 20s.
They
Auto
roll
zone,
20s.
Get in the zone.
Get this.
We all start saying catchphrases all the time.
Oh, look at that cat just rubbing up on your shoulder there,
Yeah.
making a special appearance.
That's right.
Yep.
Cast cat.
Meow. Meow, meow.
Meow, 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 meow.
Yes.
Oh,
Kodo,
God, meow,
you
mix.
know your zone is running out of time.
It's like,
Quickly ask it more questions.
oh, I don't. Do you know of the old lady who lives in the house and is weaving a tapestry?
I am aware of only tapestries.
Okay. Thank you. And I'm just gonna kind of like grinning, kind of like walk away. It's like,
Where's your master you're trying to
My master is in the Vula Sands.
Where the hell is that?
Vula Sands.
It is a town, it is that way.
Is
On
that
this
the town
island?
we are heading to now?
I hope so.
Hmm.
I can take you if you choose to go.
we've only talked about or heard about one town. It's got to be it, right?
How many towns are on this island?
I do not know how many towns are on the island. There is at least the one, and then the camp, and then a secret camp.
Where's
But
the
I
secret
do
camp?
not know where it is.
Hmm.
I do only know that it is talked about.
The town, is this a port town?
Yes, there are boats, not many.
Might this be the town we are heading to, friends?
I think it
Sounds
would have
about
to be.
right.
Sounds
was
like it.
supposed to be a trading post on the edge of that one blade's territory.
Yeah, that sounds right.
We are friends now because I help you because you were sleeping and I wake you up and then I tell you that there are the mages.
Hmm. Well, I suppose so. Have you been following us for long, or has it just been recently?
Mm,
Ooh.
an amount of time.
Did I I'm gonna kind of closer again. I'm like, did I eat you before? There was another imp. And I'm sorry if that was you.
No,
Oh, okay, good.
he was an asshole.
Oh, okay. There's been other imps, so smashy happen.
Yes.
Did you break the strings on my lute? Yes.
I
Why?
did not break the strings on the...
But you know who did.
But my fingers did.
And why would you do that?
Because of reasons.
What reasons are those?
Because he's an evil demon, and he is just as affected by your song as every other demon we have encountered.
I am not a demon, no.
Devil,
Thank you.
Thank you.
no difference.
There's a very big difference. Demons are poo-poo dada.
Yeah, I've been reading all about it.
Fulcrum, you should not be reading about devils and demons.
You don't think I should know about who I, or at least part of who I am?
No, embrace the other side.
I mean, it won't make the other side not there.
Read
Right.
more about angels. Ishara,
Do you have angel books?
I do not,
Oh,
but I know where books are.
Angel books are stupid books. They have terrible musics.
I
Did
just
you just
breathe my
breath-
lightning breath into my maul. My books are what?
I don't care for the musical stylings of Angel.
Well, he's not lying to you.
You're the one that made the spell. I have to say this thing has a...
That is true.
Well,
It has to be.
As far
This-
as evil things go, this one isn't too bad.
Oh no,
So
he is
far.
pure evil. I see his soul is very dark. But he is not lying.
It is in shades of a gray.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
So if we take you to your master, what are you going to do for us?
Assist you. I will travel with your group and I will assist you whatever the ways that you are needing.
So you're supposed to get what I have to your master is what you said earlier, right?
Yes,
What happens then?
you have. Yes.
Hmm.
Mm.
Will it be a good thing for me?
Yes.
What if I don't have your glimmer?
Then it is okay.
2 more questions, maybe.
I do have something I was wondering. What is that lovely old woman? What is her tapestry of? I gotta look at it, but it was a lot of detail to take in. Have you seen it? Or I should rephrase that. No, that was another question I didn't mean to ask. I just want to know, what do you think she's making?
Pain.
Hmm.
Did you just say she's making pain?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
It tracks, kinda. Yeah.
She's going to hang her tapestries in a house of pain.
Jump across the ceiling if you get the feeling.
House of pain, give us your money.
They don't have any money. They
They
washed
have
up in the they
They
washed
have
up in the
tons
90s.
of money. They have so much money. Jump Around has played at every sports event ever. They have so much money, it's ridiculous.
Recording industry took it all. They have nothing.
Doesn't matter. I guarantee you, look up their network. Ton of money.
He smoked it all. Sorry.
They also have those businesses.
Yep.
Okay, well, this could be any host of reasons why they want to take us there. So now, this guy knew about the magical hunters or whatever they were. What happened to those guys anyway? Are they?
They all
Did they just?
faded from existence. We get to ask him one more thing, I think you said, Kodo, right?
One more question.
They
But they
faded
need to
away.
hurry.
Well, I got the second one. Someone else go.
I guess. Who are those people tracking me? And where do they come from?
I do not know.
Crap.
They are scary magical guys.
But they are very sneaky.
Hmm.
And you were able to see them through their magic.
Mm. Always one visible. That one fly. Make others fly. Take turns.
Hmm.
Skeezer, the one that I saw, he looked down at a contraption on his arm and said he was out of time before they faded.
Out of time.
It was really
Interesting.
But
sad.
they seemed that their fade had a consequence.
Like a terminal consequence.
It almost
Yes.
felt like we were watching them die.
Yes.
Hmm. Well, that's interesting.
It is quite sad. Yes.
Yeah, it was very
So,
sad.
so they're looking for a magical criminal.
No, they were looking for you. They
They
said
wanted-
you are the true gnome. You are real.
They said that?
They said that. You are the real one, so they want you. Perhaps every other gnome is fake.
You are the only true gnome.
All the gnomes. Well, since we have no
Wonder if-
clue.
I was to say, I wonder if one of I guess we can call them twins. I don't know what we call them. I wonder if one of them committed some sort of crime and that's why they're looking for you, whether to accuse you of the crime or because they think you can find the other.
I have a suggestion.
What's
It
that?
is late and you all need your rest. What if I sit outside and you all go to sleep and I keep watch? I do not ever sleep.
I'm really tired, guys, and I feel like garbage. I almost drowned in one
Listen
of those
to
things again.
Fancy Pants. Sleep is good.
You think I'm fancy?
That's fair.
Well, it was my time to be up studying my spells anyway, so yeah, go ahead and go to sleep. I'll watch him. You can watch us. I'll watch him from in here.
Thanks. Drowning sucks.
It sure does, buddy. It sure does.
Drowning sucks.
Yes,
Been there
good.
before.
We are all friends now, except the lizard.
And he's looking at Kurek.
He does not like me. Is he going to try to eat me if you go to sleep, big man?
Kurik is a lazy bastard. I do not believe he would eat you unless I requested it. However, he has been shown to sometimes have his own will. In Draconic, I turn to Kirk. Do not eat. Yet.
Good.
And then with that, Spindle walks on his arms and he kind of hobbles up to the dome and leaps on top of it. And when he sits down, and then he just like it from inside out, it's almost like an invisible bubble appears inside of him, swallows all of him inside out.
Gross.
Fascinating.
All right. Well,
So he's up there.
He's
Right.
up there, yeah. There's been a
It's
lot
okay.
going on tonight, I'll tell you that much.
Hear everything you are saying.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go to bed now.
Oh, so apparently you can't hear from outside. Weird.
Oh yeah. You really
yeah,
can.
we could hear everything,
You guys should be more quiet.
but we could not.
Well,
We couldn't see inside. Is that right? We could only hear.
Mhm.
Inside, you can see out,
Yes.
and you all can exit and enter as you choose.
Right.
Nothing Skeezer doesn't want to come in can get in. And he can choose the opacity and color of the dome.
Okay. Got it.
It's a ridiculously convenient spell.
it is
It's-
amazing.
It is
It's
a
super
very
handy.
convenient.
Oh man.
Love it. Love
I'll
it.
have to tell you guys all about the crazy stuff I've been figuring out tonight, but we'll do it another time.
It's everything's alive.
There's
The
been a
world is
lot.
terrible.
It's well, that for certain. Never play that song again.
Tell me about it in the morning.
And
Good
so
night.
Fulcrum's already asleep.
our brave crew goes to sleep.
Like the brave crew we are. I think I'm still up because I think I
Elf.
don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, you and I were on watch
Fulcrum.
together.
Oh yes.
You finally rest.
Finally. Dude, that cat is going to town on your shoulder.
Mhm.
I love this shoulder.
I love him so much.
It's my favorite shoulder.
You wake up and you are in the dome. And way off, you can still hear the waves crashing from the beach. And you look around and everyone is asleep. And yet you can see tiny little green threads draping from the top of the dome down. And with it are gray threads and orange threads. And in their center, a core of silver. And they're drifting with a wind that you cannot feel. And they occasionally brush on your friends. And you can feel what's happening?
Um,
You broke him.
no, somebody was asking for a recap, and this is what we heard.
Incoming huge stepping sound. Okay. So as the threads drift around and occasionally touch your friends, you see they form a tiny little knot above the dome, floating conceivably as you're staring as part of the invisible form of Spindle. And then they kind of fade away. And you feel a slight tug in your arm. You turn to look, and there is a single silver thread that trails off into the woods.
Oh, from off of my arm.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna look down at that. Look at everybody else. Think about times I've followed Civil Thread before, and turn myself invisible and follow it.
You trail along, and it's like the moonlight specifically hits the silver thread. And as you wander through, you see once you get 10, 15, 20, 40, and around 50 feet away, Spindle comes into view on top of the dome. But he doesn't look like Spindle. He looks like a giant eye with wings that's just sitting on top of the dome. Do you keep going? Do you stay?
I take a long note of that, and I keep going for now to
Okay.
follow the silver string. But I
Follow the
take
silver
a
string.
moment to note that.
And as you come around a large tree, sitting there in the middle of the woods is a hut on stilts on the beach. And the waves are coming in from one whole side of the woods, knocking down underbrush, drowning weeds, and wrapping around trees. It smells like the sea. The only thing it's missing is the grit in Wrightonville.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna keep following the thread, which I assume continues the wind towards her house.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure
The
how wise
door
it
is
is.
wide open.
Take it as an invitation.
You walk inside, and the house sits empty with a single desk and chair. And sitting on the desk is a quill and parchment. And at the top it says, "Name Fulcrum. What do I weave?" And the quill is sitting next to an underline underneath "What do I weave?"
And I'm taking a quick look around the hut again. The tapestry is currently gone. Are like is the loom and everything like missing? It's just empty.
You're in an empty space.
Thinking back to what he told me while still under the effects of the spell, and thinking about what I saw on that tapestry before and how the gray threads were like watching, I'm gonna lean down and I'll write in pain on the line.
And with that, the ink melts like it's dissolving away, making drags as if it were dripping down a wall, doing horizontal. And you see the quill wither slightly.
I'm gonna kind of shift up a little bit and just think about it, look at it, and do I see any other? Not only the quill was affected, aside from like obviously the ink effect, but quill just withered as I did so.
Mm-hmm. If you want, you can roll an intelligence check.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm feeling like I'm only having the story with the pain, and just writing that feels wrong. So you said it was a wisdom
Intelligence check.
intelligence check. Give it a go. An 11. No
I
bonus.
will restate as much of your memory of your interactions with her as would be pertinent.
Right. I
Weaving
also
tapestries, and you've noted that the maximum amount of colors you've ever seen on the tapestries are 7 colors.
mm-hmm.
And then that hooks in your mind for a second because it corresponds to the number of names of residents on the streets from the puzzle, listed by name.
So pain is maybe only one of the
And
things.
then you're looking down, and Stitch has etched into its blade 7 symbols that are very small.
I'm immediately going to pull that up and take a very close note to that where they're at in the blade.
And that's when you start to notice that the symbols in Stitch are also interwoven into the tattoo of your arm. However, they're interwoven so deeply with so many other markings, it was hard to tell that they were by and of themselves a unique symbol and not part of a greater weave. But that is 4 sets of the number 7.
So it can't just be pain. I need to find 6 more. I'm going to like feeling now that I'm just touching at the edges of this, but I don't actually have the full picture yet.
I know. I wish you'd rolled a higher intelligence.
I know, and I know I want to I'm feeling the urge to write more, and the only thing is in Fulcrum's brain is pain, but what's the opposite of pain? Pleasure? I could write pleasure, but I don't want to just write things willy-nilly onto a strange document. I feel like that's gonna done that before though. And after a little while, I'm gonna set the quill back into the inkwell for now,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of look around. I'm like, I don't know how the rules of how this works. I know I have an answer that I want to give you, but I feel like I need more of it. And I know I got a piece of it, but I got it from interrogation. It didn't feel earned. I want to learn more. I think you're more than just pain. And I'll come with more, and at that point, I'm just gonna kind of leave.
The waves roll in and roll out as you walk back along the beach, as the beach becomes the woods. And you see about a 1 foot in diameter eyeball with wings and tiny little stubby legs sitting on top of your dome. As you get closer and closer, you get within about 40 odd feet, it vanishes. But the threads are still there.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna think to myself, I'm gonna have to talk to everyone about that. My dreams are weird, but maybe his master was the guy who came at me with those scissors. I'm gonna try and not think about it though, and just walk back into the dome and go back to sleep if I can, or maybe just wake up.
You go back to
This is all
sleep.
confusing.
Dawn comes, and you feel oddly rested despite your odd dream.
That's odd.
And you guys are awake. Everybody's up.
A normal hour.
Spindle made very little noise. Shift Skeezer. He was damn near silent. It was a very restful time, if not eerie, knowing he was up there. Everybody slept well.
Well, good news. We're all alive. So I've got some coffee ready for you, and
Thank you.
one of those books we had was a cookbook. I was digging through there last night, so I went ahead and came up with a little bit of my attempt at being, well, maybe not as good as Dibbin, but here we go. We'll try it out.
I'm gonna say channeling your inner Dibbin.
Oh, it means more than I think it means.
Are you making breakfast?
Yeah, I'll make some breakfast.
All right. Are you making this with standard means or magical means?
I
Standard
don't
meat
know
or
if I.
magical meat?
We'll spice it up with some prestidigitation.
There we go.
How about that?
It tastes spicy, but it's not real.
All right.
It won't ruin your gut.
It's fine. No MSG.
What would cooking be even? It would be a kit, which would be like your proficiency bonus if you had the kit.
Nope.
Of course not. Just take some stuff, put it on a fire. It's fine.
With the world of magic, you don't have to be a good cook.
Let's make cooking
all
a
in the
wisdom
presentation.
check.
What is it?
Let's make cooking a wisdom check.
Okay. A 7.
It is.
Here's your gruel.
You guys are eating it, and Skeezer's
Mm.
just smiling at you.
We don't complain as much as we'd like to.
The secret flavor is just bland mayonnaise.
Where did you find mayonnaise here in the wood?
Yes, I made it myself.
It's been in my pocket since.
Pocket mayonnaise.
I've had it for about 10 days now.
Uh,
I
Don't
make
worry,
sure to
let
put
it-
it out in the sun.
That's what gives it the extra zest.
Yes, to make sure I cook it.
Well, next time maybe it'll be better. I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't come out the way I want it to. But I'm trying.
And Skeezer pulling double duty.
Yeah.
He cooks, he casts spells, and he writes
And he
incredibly
recaps.
detailed, very quick recaps of the entire plot.
Incoming typing noise.
It was so
More
crazy.
messages low.
Intense dream scene.
So, guys, I made some headway on that other thing.
And I'll lift up my shirt.
Oh,
What other thing?
Oh, right. you
Skeezer
weren't there.
still has 2 nipples.
Oh, not that side.
Turn around, show him the back.
You guys
Oh,
see
that.
that
yes.
Skeezer's emblem is the square. However, instead of it having 3, 3, 3, 3 dots, it has 1, 1, 2, and 1, and the rest of the dots are gone.
What happened?
Well, apparently, there were too many dots.
Too many dots. Too many dots.
And I remember that first time you guys were messing around about with it. There was a feeling, and it was a beep 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 beep, and then it was 12 beep 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 beep. So it was 5 and then 12, and so I used that and a bunch of other, blah, 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 blah. And then next thing I knew, I was there.
it's magic.
Hmm.
The magic words are blah, 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 blah.
And well, there was more. I found out I have another buddy.
Oh,
Oh, another one?
Mm-hmm.
Did he
Is it
commit
the
a crime?
one that the other little gnome was looking for?
I
he's
Your
just
other
from the
brother?
I don't think so.
So you have 2 more?
It is me,
What?
What?
Caesar, and I are buddies.
brother.
We
Huh.
played cards and we shared stories of our dreams and feelings in the night.
Oh,
Is that
That's really
true,
nice.
Skeezer?
Well, it does sound like something I would do.
Yes, this happened for sure.
Well, it was a meeting of two minds. I don't know.
So- You have another brother.
No, I don't think so. I have a book.
You have many books. You have
Yeah,
a book
but-
you haven't found?
Well, there's lots of books I haven't found, but I have a book that it can talk.
And it's your brother?
I don't think it's my brother. I think it's just a book that talks. I mean, which in and of itself is pretty amazing.
I am believing that the book is a brother.
Well, maybe it is a brother. I don't know. What makes you think that?
Are you also a book?
Mm.
Well, the book did ask me if I was a book.
Wait, you talked to this book when?
When
Last
he
night.
became a book,
You
I
talked to a
became a
book last
book?
night?
as a book.
So much happened last night.
Well, yeah, I was bored.
I slept. Nothing happened last night.
I spent the night while you guys were busy sleeping, and I thought, well, instead of making you guys go through all this, I would just go ahead and tinker around with it and figure out what was happening. And well, I had that book that I
And
could
then
read.
paraded his hair.
Oh yeah, well, take a
And
look at
we
that.
talked about girls.
I told you this one is evil. He is spewing lies now. I don't
feel like-
need my spells to know.
I
feel like
am
without the
bringing
spell-
attention with morning amusements.
He's just
Our
being silly, I
gnome
think.
friend does not have braided hair. You are lying.
Of all the things to be angry about.
I
Does
am
not have
going-
braided hair. I can see it from here. How
I
dare you
am
not braid
going-
his hair?
To give you some space and maybe look for coffee beans or other delightful things. Hold on, bye.
Do that.
He turns invisible and he's gone.
Speaks
I have
lies.
no idea what that thing is, by the way.
I don't feel like we should say, or I should say right now.
Oh, okay. Well, at least somebody knows what it is.
I have some thoughts. Yeah.
Well, it didn't match those colors that you were talking about the other day.
I thought about that looking at my colors. He kind of is made up of the colors I think I really don't have very much of. Like as I recall, I don't have green and orange were some of my least. I think green, orange, and red were my least.
Your least colors are gray
Gray.
and red.
Okay.
They are the ones you have the least amount of. Then tied for third place, so to speak. They would be tied for fourth place in amount. Tied for third are green, orange, and gold.
Gold. I knew I had a lot of silver.
You have a lot of silver and a lot of black. And I'm forgetting one.
I have it written down in my notes. Like I picked up, I think it was like
Black
green
is your
and gray.
dominant, and then silver is your secondary,
Mhm.
and then orange, green.
I do.
Break my brain.
I know I have it here. I knew I wrote it down, but I was having trouble finding it in my notes the other day. I was like, I knew I wrote it somewhere, unless I forgot to hit save after I wrote it.
You must
Very-
watch past episodes.
I can do that, which I will be taking full advantage of. But I
That's
gotta.
right. That's right. So your dominant is black, your secondary is silver, gold, and orange and green are like a third place, and then fourth place is gray and red.
Gray and red. I got a good look at him last night. I got really close, and when you see kind of some of the colors and things on his skin where they meet, it looks a lot like thread, kind of just like Stitch, and it I just summon it. So I think he's. You guys remember when I solved that puzzle and then it went into me and I kind of passed out for a while on the
Mhm.
beach? I think I told you about what I saw after that happened, right? A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Probably didn't make any sense, but that's okay. What I did learn though was I think I have a rival I don't know of.
Hmm.
Someone else who is. When I met that nice old lady, she says, "I hope I win."
No.
And when
Right.
I didn't realize that either until she said that. And I was like, what? And so I was kind of concerned. But I think times I've had those dreams before, there's been this creepy big eye with limbs that's like up in the trees looking at me.
Hmm.
And one time I tried to chase it, and it led me to this, like almost like it was a weird misshapen body, and it landed on top of it like its eye head. It was gross, and it had like these big things of scissors, and it came at me, and I was like, oh no, don't cut me. And then I woke up, and it was like
Hmm.
protecting like a weird heart made out of green thread. I think it was a while ago. It was really creepy. But the thing is, I had a dream last night, and I dreamt I like walked away from out of the bubble, and I look around a little bit, and I get like really quiet as I say this. I lean in to everybody. When I
Stealth
got
check.
away.
Might as well stealth check.
All right,
If you're gonna try and be quiet, let's make it official.
let's do it.
He's listening right now.
20.
Right now. There you go.
When I got a little bit away from the bubble, even though he was invisible, he like popped back in on where he should have been on top of the bubble, and he looked like that eye thing. So I think he's like the pet. Like he said he had a master, right? And
Hmm.
so I just don't really understand. Like I don't know if I'm like supposed to fight this guy, or if we're like, like I've read about people who have rivals where they're like, they seem like they hate each other, but they kind of like each other. And so maybe it's like that situation, but I don't know this guy or girl or person.
Well, the one thing we'll know for certain is once you meet them, you'll know more.
That is true.
That is true. So, but I think that's what it might be.
Well, and if you're in a competition that you're not aware of, then you should probably find out.
Well, the thing she asked me before I left in that dream was she wanted to know, she had this like really cool tapestry she was weaving. And it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Blood War, but not quite. It had like these weird gray figures watching everything happening, like an audience, these misshapen blobs. And she
Hmm.
wanted to know what she was weaving. And last night the imp said pain, but I think it's a lot more than that. The number 7 keeps popping up. I think there's like 7 things that she has a color for everything. And I think pain's just one of them.
Hmm. Well, you also have to consider the fact that if you're talking to a devil creature, it's probably going to be more in tune with things that are of its type.
Oh, you think so?
Well, probably. I mean, if I talked to you about things you were familiar with, you would pick out the things that jumped out at you, right? Things you liked, you would notice more often.
No, that makes sense. Ooh, he likes pain.
Probably. He is a devil.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels kind of. Anyways,
Well, but then again, it could also be that as a devil, maybe things that are beautiful cause him pain.
well, they don't cause me pain. I like beautiful things.
So, it's hard to say, but one thing's for certain. Answer's a lie in that city ahead.
Yes.
And the sun breaks the canopy at this point.
Forcibly eat the rest of my breakfast and
And we march on.
And you guys take on the road. About
road.
not really.
On the road
I figured.
again.
There's a
Just can't
direction.
wait to get on the road again.
That's so good, dude.
that vibrato.
You guys move out, and by the time you get out of the dense jungle, waiting ahead of you is Spindle.
You do not know where exactly you are going, do you?
We just kind of have like a general direction, but no, not really. We really wanted to find out why those Wavan were making a river.
I am to help you, so you can help me. So where are we going?
You said you were going to the city.
But that's where your master was, right? Or he was
I
being.
want to. Are we going to the city?
We were talking about it.
How
Sounds like a
far? How far is it?
3 more days.
Well, you got
Yeah.
plenty of time, I guess.
We'll never be closer. At
Oh,
least
we have a
haven't been to this
guide.
point.
I don't want
Yeah.
to bring him back to the village.
No, I think that would be a
That's
bad idea.
fair.
And if we go back across the river again, it's going to be hard getting across second time, probably. Assuming
Mm,
we
I
just-
don't want to punch a river again.
I don't want it to punch back.
No, it hurt.
I don't mind punching it.
Almost every time I've taken with one of those water elementals, it has not gone very well for me.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Were you watching that too?
No,
Are you lying right now?
no.
Right. I'm on to you, Spindle.
You are up to nothing.
So he starts ahead and he starts crawling ahead, walking on his hands. And he leads you. You guys can do this at a forced march and not sleep, or you can camp as per regular. This first day of travel is uneventful. You see more wildlife. You don't see other Waven. The second day, about halfway through, Spindle sticks up one of his feet like a hand for like a stop.
By the way, my vote would be for still sleeping like regular. This island's
Yeah, me
dangerous.
too.
It sucks.
Mm,
Yeah.
Being exhausted's not smart.
Not on this
Dear
island.
Lord, what is he doing?
He's telling us to stop.
Yeah, I think he
Oh,
wants.
He blinks out and then he appears next to you.
About 200 feet ahead. Traveler 2. Unarmed. Maybe Raven cannot tell.
Hmm.
Leave them. Attack them. What?
we should find cover. Do you agree?
Let's watch them. See what they do.
Are they coming our way?
No. Crossing. We go forward. They would cross our path.
Well, if they're wobbin, we don't want to let them know we're here by any means.
Group stealth check.
We're so good at this.
I could turn
We're
a few
so
of us-
good at this.
I could turn a few of us invisible. Would you like me to, guys? I can turn 3 of us invisible.
Yeah, for now, let's wait. You can only
Okay.
do that so many.
Stealth check.
Hey, not bad.
Don't let me down. Bruce.
Ooh.
On Bruce.
So
That's with a +5.
Fulcrum's a 20, 17. Morgan's a 15. Fulcrum's a... No, wait.
Yeah, that was
hold
my
on.
last stealth check when I was trying to talk
Ah.
quietly.
Yeah,
And then,
I'm
Dakota, what'd you get?
I am a 16.
Okay,
I
cool.
have no dex
Uh,
to hold me
Fulcrum.
down.
Fulcrum kneeling down.
next to hold me down.
Fulcrum, in kneeling down, loses his balance slightly and attempts to stop himself by spiking the shield in the ground naturally. And Kodo, you manage, despite the heavy plate, to like take his weight, and Skeezer, you like get his face like, and then Fulcrum's like, and you guys watch. Eventually, they come into view. You guys are dropped down in high grass amidst some brush. As they get a little bit closer, you can tell one is definitely Waven, the other's cloaked. They're carrying bags, and they each have a spear, and they cross the path you would have crossed moving perpendicular to you. and they
So
don't
they-
notice you, and they keep moving.
So they have a spear and a bag? Like what kind of bag?
One is carrying a large bag. Over their shoulder, it appears lumpy and has laid on top of it additional small crates, like almost like bamboo or wicker crates. And they have like a side pouch. They're like the pack mule of this little entourage.
And is that the
And
Wavin or the cloaked figure who's doing the
That's
pack?
the Wavin doing it. The cloaked figure doesn't appear to be carrying much of a spear.
Hmm.
Wavin is also carrying a spear, and they are moving from east to west, whereas
we
you guys are
see-
moving northeast.
Can we see anything on the cloaked figure, like hand or a foot or
Perception check.
perception? Boom. Not that great.
You don't know. You just see the cloaked figure.
I know that I don't
It is
know.
a deep blue cloak of ratty cloth that looks like it's been soaked in water multiple times and a little beaten up like terry cloth. They move along. They don't seem to notice you.
Okay,
If
go
you
ahead.
let them continue, they don't seem to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be quiet.
Day 2 progresses. You see some more strange wildlife. A lot more that are rocky, crystalline, dusty, or armor plated than you've ever seen. And as you move along, you guys crest a rise. And now, for the first time, you're starting to see a horizon line with sea to the north that you haven't seen before. And at the midpoint of day 3, you can see a port city, but it is small. It's more like a port village. It would be maybe a quarter the size of Glassgate.
Hmm.
Actually, it's actually comparable to Point.
Oh, okay.
It's like a place where ships can pull in, but you wouldn't call it a city. And with that,
Does this track for where we thought the city was supposed to be? Like
Yeah, where
in
we
general,
described it
like
as-
for what we were hearing before, does this seem like this must be what they were talking about?
yep.
Okay.
And as the day passes on, you guys come over, and actually,
New
right here on the
map.
left,
I have a
is
black
just
map.
cliffside trail.
We have no light on this map.
You have no map because you have no mini on the map because I forgot that's a
I can't believe it.
I
Oh,
forget that
no.
from time to time. And then you guys will no longer black map as soon as I do this.
Nice.
Ooh.
Whoa.
And so
That's loaded
you
all
guys
the way or not.
come down this cliffside trail. Oh, did you not get it?
Oh, there
I
it is.
have
No.
it, yes.
I have it. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, there we
You
are. We're in
guys
the corner.
notice there are the first thing that you notice,
Whoa.
besides this giant rock thrust up out of the sands, is that there are Wavin seemingly on the regular, walking out of the surf, picking up items and taking them back into the surf and just disappearing. This creature is actively moving across the bay.
Oh, dang.
Is it that like
It's a
eel
big
looking thing?
Leviathan looking thing. Yeah.
Up there in the
Yeah.
corner.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That thing is actively moving across the bay toward Vula Sands. And the amount of Wavin guards you see is what you see. The only thing I haven't fully detailed is this area that's marked with a navy blue outline is an open market in the sands of about, I have too many papers. About
Dang, yo.
7 different little kiosks or
Is it like a little farmer's market kind of
like a
setup?
farmer's market. And that's spread out on blankets or little ramshackle desks that have been put on barrels or boxes. But the rest of these seem to be actual businesses. You see meandering about from your vantage point, and you guys are high up enough. I'm not requiring a stealth check. You just have a decent sight line on everything. That there are Wavin everywhere. But down here, you see a bunch of burbles. You see burbles all throughout the farmer's market. And they are generally getting ignored. And if they get too close to anybody, they might get a kick to the face. But it looks like 2 of them are working a shop that has customers.
Can
you
you
also
please
see
share a burble with me as an NPC
Sure.
so that I can go?
Of
Show the chat.
Say, remind me what a burble is.
Bananas.
That was
is.
bananas.
Oh, right. Okay, I forgot that was based
I just don't see a bananas as an NPC that I can go on. Or you could do it that way.
Oh,
Yes.
bananas the verb.
That is a burble.
Burble. The burbs. So is it exclusively Wavin?
No,
Nothing else?
amongst the thing, you see something that none of you have really noticed before. Here and there, maybe in total, as you sit and just gaze at the city for about 10 minutes, you count out 1, 2, 5, 6 extremely well-dressed humanoids. Draped cloth, very bright colors, a lot of shiny elements to their clothing. And 4 of them are wearing full masks that are made of silver, gold, and crystal. And some have horns draped in like tons of fine, shining chainwork that drip from horn to horn to horn in almost like a web. And they are moving about doing commerce as well. And then Kodo, you notice down here on the beach.
Yeah, I was about to ask, do we see the
What?
With a capsized boat over there?
No, I meant
Oh.
the blade talking to the giant sea
Or
serpent.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
That you look down is not a. Well, at first it does look like a blade. But then you see Wavin that are moving things walk by it, and they do not turn their back to it. And some come up and kneel, but you notice it, though it appears to be in motion, is stationary.
Might be a
So it
statue.
appears to be waving a little bit, but you don't see the arms or torso or body move. You're not really sure what's going on. It doesn't turn its head. It kind of just looks in a stuck pose in one direction. And yet you guys see constant movement of water flowing up around it.
And that's this or this.
That is this thing.
Okay.
That is a giant
Eel?
serpentine creature.
Yeah.
And it is currently being fed by this Wavin,
Oh my god.
loading giant sacks of meat into its maw. And you can see strapped onto its back lots of strange looking white clustered chain, maybe. It doesn't look like rope, and it doesn't look like something organic. And it is these straps holding larger shell-like forms on your back.
Yeah, let's not go in the water, guys.
Yeah, no shit.
I thought this was a port city with outsiders.
No,
Let me talk
no.
about this thing over here, everybody.
Oh, wait, there's more. But wait,
Wait, Oh yeah, there we go.
Click on what you say, please.
I'm pinging it right
It's
now.
I'm
the side
trying to find it.
sideways ship.
Zoom out. Zoom out.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah. So on the right,
The ship.
all the way on the right.
Oh, I see.
That
All the way on the top.
is definitely a ship.
The ship clear as day to the right of the eel, up
It is
There you go.
definitely
up
a
to the right.
dwarven design of ship.
Hmm.
You can see that there are Waven that are bringing in repair material, and they appear to be dragging them off the beach underwater. And you see occasionally one comes up the side and does some additional work.
Hmm.
We don't see any dwarf-like
You
or
see
any of
no-
those. Okay,
You see no actual dwarves.
so like the humanoids that had masks, they weren't like short out.
Nope. The humanoids
Teapots.
that have masks are about 5 to 6 feet tall.
Okay.
And meandering mixed amongst the whole city is the occasional outsider. But that outsider is often in the tow of a Waven, walking behind them, carrying their things. You see an elf. You see 2 humans. They're all adults. In total, you see maybe 5 outsiders. And then what catches your eye, Kodo, is coming out of here,
Green building.
the green building.
Kinjat Dirge.
Yes. See 3 Dragonborn walk out unaccompanied.
Hmm.
And then they go down to the beach and walk past the Waven and go towards the space over here and appear to be talking to one of the Waven guys.
Is there any obvious markers of what they're wearing? The Waven, are they of the tribe that has been attacking us? Are they unknown?
They're wearing Joina's colors.
Okay.
Tulua's colors were kind of nondescript, like dark navy accents, but it's more like his men were just dressed down, whereas like Tulua's wears these like bright aqua sashes and tatters that are amongst their upper chest wear, and all their stuff is a little bit more gaudy.
Gonna be flashy.
Mm-hmm.
So I see Waven must accompany all the non-Waven.
Seems that way.
Well,
Except for those Dragonborn. They seem to be walking freely.
Give me a perception check on dragon toe.
Must be after midnight. Your mic's
That is-
starting to do that cutout thing.
An 18. Let me add my perception.
Die or dice.
Plus
They roll
6.
18s.
Plus 6. 24.
Good eye, Kodo. You see Audris, Edenog, and Zorfax.
Damn. He even knows them.
Audris. Edinog. And what was the third?
Zorfak?
Zorfax.
I don't have the ship's log up there.
I'm looking at it. Zorfax is a black female fibercraft guild. Edenog is a white male magicraft guild. Audris is a bronze male.
After midnight.
Yep.
We won't let it all hang.
Wow, dude.
Lost the wax.
Edinog was
In-
what? White?
A white dragonborn male in the
Male.
magicraft guild.
And the Zorfax was of what guild?
Zorfax is fibercraft.
I know these.
Well, it seems that some of your people are still doing quite well then.
And the Wavin seems strange they enslaved some of you and are just letting these walk around. Unless they're not.
2 of the magic craft and dwarf axe.
Well, it's possible they could be using magics to secure friendship temporarily. Now that boat over there, that's a dwarven made boat. Does it have any markings on it that stand out and identify?
Perception check.
Ooh, so
That would have
close.
been awesome.
Can't all be 20s.
You thinking it's like
Said
one
that it's a
boat?
2. Yeah, the one episode where it rolled like 5 20s back to back.
Well,
All you catch is that the half submerged markings of a runic style typeface of the letters OG that appear to be the end of some sort of word.
Yeah, I can't make it out. So, there's evidence that dwarves are about somewhere. So, dwarves exist over here somewhere, or at least have come through the same way we have. Some humans, some of your dragonborn folks.
You think Wunga and her brother got sucked into the storm the same night we did, maybe? I don't know how she was getting off that horrible island.
Oh, that's right. The companions that were riding in the box under secret. I suppose it's possible.
But I don't know what type of boat she took off of that place. But I don't know. It's a bit of a stretch.
Is there any reason why your kin would be working with the Wavin?
Yeah,
No.
that is a very weird thing to be happening.
Do not speak.
Disappears.
I do not know why they are with the Wavin.
Do they look like they've been mistreated at all? Like they have any injuries, tattered clothes, or anything
Their
crazy
clothes
like that?
do look disheveled. Like their clothes look a little beat up. You see tears. You see they aren't moving as if they have been injured, but their gear is beat to shit. So they look road worn. They appear to all be using, though, bags that are not Dragonborn designed to carry their things.
Well, it may be that they're just walking about, but they are actually enslaved. Doesn't look like they've been doing quite, well. I mean, hard to say though. Down on the beach, you got that definitely looks like a blade. Maybe it's a statue. You can see him up on top of the building over there as well.
I don't think we can fight this many Wavin guys.
I did not come here to fight a village.
No.
I came here for answers.
Hmm.
I'm afraid there's not enough of us to
Well,
blend in.
let's see what our options are.
Well, I could turn a few of us invisible. It looks
I can
like
disguise myself.
looks like
Yeah,
Spindle-
we could maybe make ourselves look like it's a few days back. The Wavin and the cloaked figure. If we could cloak ourselves like that, maybe we could get in closer.
Yeah, just remember, you're gonna have to know how to speak their language at that point.
Do we have more of your fruit?
Yeah, but the problem with the fruit is it's not just you that eats it.
They have to eat it too.
Them to eat it too. And that'll seem kind of weird, right?
Eat this.
Well, for the next hour, I can understand any language spoken to me. And I can make myself look like, I can make myself look like one of those little guys, probably. What were those guys called again? The Brumbles?
Banana.
The bananas.
Yeah, you make yourself
Essentially.
look as the burbles.
The Burbles. That's right, the Burbles. So I could do that. Gets me in.
I can turn the rest of us invisible, but I mean that doesn't really make us quieter.
If you could do this and contact one of other Dragonborn, perhaps could come to us.
Okay, we can make this happen. Give
I'm
me
afraid
about-
I'm going to stick out if I try to walk in there, regardless of what paint you put on me.
You may not be wrong. For the record, I'm going to put up mage armor, and then I'm also going to ritually cast comprehend languages, which will last for an hour, and
Got it.
then I'm going to cast disguise self to look
wanna-
like a Brundle.
I am going to find a very good vantage point, and I'm going to set up, and I'm just going to watch Skeezer, and if
Go to
shit
his
goes
death.
down, I'm going to start sniping whatever is going down.
So,
Okay.
Skeezer, would you want me to follow you invisibly just as like a bit of backup?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, if I do make myself invisible, I can make 2 more people invisible just for fun, if you want.
Just for
I can't
Might
really
as
help
well.
it.
If the demon devil thing can see through invisible, might
Yeah.
there be a chance they can as well?
Oh, Spindle, you can see through invisibility?
A disembodied voice that has put you between him and Kodo says,
Life is for the bold.
Little
Cowards
gnome
do
man.
not. Cowards do not embrace the kiss of destiny.
Well, he's
I-
definitely it's pretty impressive. I agree with him.
I reach in my pack, and I hand you a small ingot
Mm.
of Ionium.
Okay. I think I see what you're doing here.
Tell them, see us.
Okay. Let's see. We still have that small painting of a horse's rear end. Might be good for trade. Just got such random shit in here. Tooth from an unknown beast, a jagged molar. That seems like something these little dudes would have on them. What else do we have that seems random?
"You're gonna be a burble that runs picture ass." That's great.
Yep.
It's so fantastic. I love that.
I've got the 7 pieces of candy that taste faintly of pineapple. And
Nice.
I've got a brass prosthetic nose I'm going to put on.
because you got syphilis.
That's
Or wait, was it syphilis? I think it was syphilis.
You're gonna turn yourself magically into a burble and then put the nose on. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
That's great.
All right.
Just to be a
And,
very defined verbal.
So
I will turn myself
Skeezer's
invisible.
going.
and as I
Fulcrum's
do-
invisible along with Morgan's in a
Kodo
sniper
and-
nest, and Kodo is
Well, when I turn myself invisible, both Kodo and Morgaine also turn invisible.
okay.
Kodo
Terrible
stays
idea.
up top, though.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
still gonna sniper nest it.
Yeah, I'll go
Okay.
with. I will go with Skeezer, stealthing.
Skeezer and Fulcrum, you guys go down.
All right, it's time to march off to our death. Well, hold on, I gotta come up with a better voice than this. What do they sound like again? It was
Well, bananas is kinda, it's sort of like you, but like even like more like harsh on the ears. And really, well, I mean, kind of a lot like you, really excited all the time. It's a disembodied voice, like that's what I'm rambling on. But I mean, for the most part, I think just do you, but like way more intense and wanting of stuff.
Okay, I can do this. All right.
As you guys come around this cliff,
We
this
die.
green here is sort of a land bridge that leads you in
Mm.
past this red building.
Oh shit, we gotta go a lot further than I thought.
So your first entrance is actually near this first drop down.
I see.
That leads all the way down. So as you guys walk in, you are ignored because of the
Awesome.
form you've taken.
Perfect.
In fact, the most attention you get is Waffen that are clearly perturbed that you're in their way. And that's when you catch that Burbles have an instinctive habit of immediately getting.
Oh, I get out of the way then. Don't
Um,
get stepped on.
Don't be underfoot.
Don't get stepped on, don't get kicked.
Mm-hmm. I will be very careful not to be touched.
One runs up to you.
Hey,
Well, hey there, buddy. How's it going?
I got this.
Hey, that's great. I got this.
And he pulls out
Fantastic exchange.
he pulls out the severed hand of some sort of pink-skinned humanoid that has 3 fingers and a thumb, and the middle finger is wearing a ring.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, buddy.
It's sweet if you add just a little bit of salt to it.
Jesus.
Wait, hold on. I got a little bit of this. Hold on, check
What
it.
do you got?
And I spit out a piece of pineapple gum.
Ooh.
Only partially chewed.
I want more.
What else you got?
He pulls out a tiny shell, and he's like,
This is good. It's good for 2 uses if you're not dumb.
2 uses if you're not dumb.
You don't look dumb.
All right. Good deal.
Yeah.
So I'll give him a couple
you look at the
pieces.
shell thing, and there's a little translucent looking jelly orb like thing in there.
Huh.
You know
Okay.
what that is.
And a ring on a severed hand.
Yep.
Awesome.
Turns out it's a magical ring.
I hope so. That would be amazing.
This turns out that it's spell storing +5.
All right, buddy. Great job. Well, see you
Get
around.
out of here.
As I am walking through this place, Levi, I'm gonna keep my eye out when we get to like the kiosk center. If anyone's selling anything particularly shiny and gem looking.
Shiny.
Yes. you pass through as you come down, all these are listed with multiple languages on the signs, and you guys are picking up that the common here is actually pretty much common, with the letters shifted slightly. So that they're a little bit more foreign, or the typeface is strange, but you can deduce it. But clearly common is like a tertiary language here. So all the signs have multiple language. The primary being what you assume to be Wavan. At least it looks similar to the glyph work you see on their armor. You don't know what the secondary language is at all, but the secondary language script runs and flows into itself like you never lifted your pen off the page. And it looks all brushwork and really beautiful, to the point you can't really tell where one sentence ends and another one begins. You get down to the past sands, and amongst the many ones you see, there is a rolled out woven grass mat on the sands, and you see tons of gems and rock and ingots or broken chunks of metal that have yet to be poured into an ingot. And you see a Grex sitting at that grass thing.
Oh, what you got there? Yeah?
Minerals, metal. From grandfather.
Hmm. Didn't think that would be something that people like around here.
Grandfather. No. But my Kiku is as good as any. So they say
Hmm. What about those guys? I pointed the Dragonborn.
strange outsiders. I do not know them. I could know them. Do you have any shell?
I think I do. Yeah. Let me take a look.
Do any of the gems that are on his table look big enough to hold my lucky eyeball?
Yeah. Yeah, he's got out like a shocking amount of high value gems. He has a fortune in. If Balwin were here, Balwin would be kidding him. You see laid out 3 chunks of platinum, each of which are about 100 gold a pop.
Wow.
Damn.
And you see there's a ruby there and an emerald there, and that right citrine that's at least like a pound. And then over there is a 5-pound sapphire cluster. So it's an insane amount of outsider value. And you don't see anybody stopping by his.
Yeah, we took 2 bags of clinking stuff. I'm assuming from one of the tide collars, I'm assuming that includes shells, right? Bunch of
Yeah.
lightweight shells. I got 7 of those.
Yeah. Now you're rifling through these shells really quick.
Mm-hmm.
You note that some of the shells are. You got 2 kinds, some that are marked and some that are not marked.
Oh, that's right.
That are
Awesome.
not marked are slightly different colors. So, of the ones that are not marked, you have 3 that are white pearlescent and 2 that are tan disc. And then the remaining 2 are marked.
You're muted there, Kodo.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you.
Whoa,
Kodo.
hot
Oh.
damn.
Yeah, sorry, I was
Nice.
saying thanks, Dilla. That's awesome. Appreciate that.
Dude, you've gifted 15 in our channel over the last couple weeks.
Jesus.
Oh my
Wow.
Thank you, sir.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Fruitzilla gives.
Gives.
The
Gives
dude
and he
abides.
gives.
Jeez.
The dude abides.
He does.
It's a good month for that, by the way. If you guys didn't know, they're doing discounts on subs. So
That's true.
kick
Half
ass.
price?
Thank
Yeah.
you, Fruitzilla.
Oh yeah. Much appreciated. So yeah, I want to start rifling through it.
And I'm gonna kind of lean down to whisper into his ear. Invisibility. It's like, see if I see one that like really catches my eye. Is like, oh man, I'd like to put Spectre's eyeball on that.
There is an aquamarine, a lapis lazuli. There's a larger gray stone. There is a multiple shades of sapphire. You see like 4 different clusters. You see a ruby. You see a smattering of diamonds laid out on the rug. The diamonds are all different sizes. The largest of which is a 500 gold piece diamond.
Damn.
Don't need 500. Just need 150.
Yep.
Let's.
I just need 150.
I'm gonna point down to a slightly less shinier one than the giant 500 gold diamond. Be like,
Okay.
He's like, this
Excuse-
is what I need to cast a spell.
hey, Skeezer, do you think you could try and get that blue one. I know it's like the lapis lazuli, and I know it's blue, but I don't. Fulcrum wouldn't know what it was called.
Mhm.
Well,
I'm pointing to it right now, but that doesn't help. Sorry.
so these things you got here.
I love
Try
how
to
he
do
has
that
to, like,
voice.
I
shift
love
into this.
Trying to do a Skeezer impersonation of this thing.
It's the best.
Harder than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, so you guys, these stones, they're not like shells.
That's awful.
They're not like shells.
They're not
He's
like
got a
shells.
point. They're not. Can't fight that logic.
These stones are not shells.
You have a sharp eye.
Anyone interested in them?
I come here and at times people buy. I do what I can. What interests you?
Well, mostly things like this.
Just flap the arm around.
The hand.
It's just
I do not want your body parts.
Mm.
I
Well,
do take Kiku, though.
Kiku. Well,
This. Which one are you thinking?
And he starts moving them around.
the blue ones. Blue ones.
Yes.
He has in front of him a 400 gold piece sapphire, a 250 gold piece sapphires, and a 200 and a 100. And they're all in varying shades of blue.
Dag yo.
Which one do you want?
Yep.
All of them.
Probably pretty cheap.
Let's see here. That would be. That would be time for math.
Could be here a while.
400 Kika, please.
400 giga, please. For these?
Yes.
You just said nobody wants them.
Persuasion check.
Ha ha. Persuasion. Good old +0 incoming.
Yeah.
Whoa, an 18.
Yes, I spoke with too much speed.
Was a breakneck pace.
300 Kiku then. But I can give you no.
Okay. And I'll dump the pouch out.
This is not. And these have been marred. I cannot use these.
He holds the marked ones
Hmm.
and he sets them gently in your hand.
You only have 32.
Well, how about that one?
I'll
What do
point
you?
at something like away from the table.
Okay.
You know, like see if I can get his eye to kind of go to like away from the blue stuff.
So like It's like you're just trying to distract him away.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
All right. As soon as he does that, I invisibly slide a hand to grab
Give me a persuasion. Or actually, this would be deception.
I'm gonna go badly.
This
is
is deception.
amazing. The best part is
11.
Okay. Then just if you're gonna do sleight of hand, let's see it go here, Fulcrum.
All right. Invisible, is that just straight
It's
up?
gonna be an advantage because you're invisible.
Okay.
it's gonna only go bad places.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going
It's
for
gonna be
the-
totally fine.
The one that you said was 200 gold.
Yeah.
19.
Nice.
Way to go, advantage.
And a +5, yeah.
What did you want me to? And he looks, and Fulcrum's pretty fast this time. Like he catches it at the right moment. You did not really distract him, but Fulcrum managed to pull it off.
And I think
That one. What is that one?
This is 100, and this is 50, and this is 400, and
Too rich for my blood. I guess I'm out. I go pick up my coins or my shells.
Do you still have your hand with the ring?
Yep. You sure you don't want this?
I am quite certain.
And then I'll walk away.
I don't know why you didn't want to trade for that. Just make it
Or the horse's ass picture. That's crazy.
That's
It's a
right.
really nice hand.
It's a really nice horse's ass.
as we walk away, a disembodied voice whispers like, "Hey, Skeezer, I stole something. You think Ballroom would be so proud of me? Oh my gosh.
You'll have to tell him later.
It was really exciting. What else do you think I could get?"
Hopefully a lot more. We'll find out here in a minute. There it is. I think I finally got it. It's more of a lisp. All right, let's get back on a mission.
Okay.
All right, so
All
what are
right.
these Dragonborn at?
I got this. You got that? I've got this.
He is
What was
holding
he got?
up a sack, and it's squishy.
Oh God!
And
I took the ring
inside-
off the finger.
Oh, we have
Okay.
that bag full of lips, by the way.
We do have a bag full of lips. I forgot about the
Certainly,
bag
we
full
did
of
not
lips.
pack that with us, right?
Kinda kept the
You never know if it could be a spell component.
Yeah,
I
kept the
cannot
sentimental value.
imagine.
I need an entire bag of lips.
I am
That's
not
what I need
carrying your lips.
as my spell component.
So I guess it just the bag of lips reminded me of home, and
I had to bring them.
What's he got? Just a squishy bag.
It's a squishy bag.
Okay.
He's not showing the insides. It's real squishy. And then you see like the bottom has a slightly liquid reflection, like it's gelling through the fabric and starting to make a drop, but it's a real slow drop.
Oh.
Floppy arm. Eh?
It's real dense. You gonna give me that for this?
Yeah.
Deal.
Did you take the ring? Did you take the ring off the arm, or you leave
Oh
it?
yeah, totally.
He bites the finger, sucker, and he runs.
I open up the bag, see what's in it.
It's intestines. And then mixed into the intestines, you see like
It's intestine.
a dead snake that has fins and like little flippers on it.
Perfect. We're getting places. We're trading up.
We're just trading up.
Yeah, man, it's just part of a really long quest line. We just got to keep.
Just keep trading up. Just keep trading up.
All right.
All right.
We'll take our bag of intestines and our snake.
We can get way
We're
more.
gonna keep pressing on.
Where are you going?
We're going towards where those Dragonborn were.
You pass by these Waven on the beach, and the Dragonborn are up here dealing with the Waven that are loading and
Oh,
unloading.
shit,
stuff
are we
out.
over there?
Yeah. And you're over here. So it's not crazy far. I mean, if you really look at that distance, not terrible, but it's the other side. So you approach, and I wouldn't call my map totally to scale, but it's pretty close. I tried to make it as close as I could. so everybody looks so small.
Mhm.
So you get over to about here, and the Dragonborn seem to be concluding whatever's going. And it was civil, but the Dragonborn seem unhappy with how that went. And they
Mm.
walk away, and they start walking like they're going to go right past you.
So when we're in this pile of other, whatever we're called again, I can't remember what we're called. I'll kind of come up to them, and I'll have the burbles. So like over here when they're passing by us, but we're somewhat out of earshot of those wobbins. Hopefully that statue as well. Yeah, I'm not going near that serpent. That thing is creepy. I'll motion them over. Hey, hey.
No. And then it just keeps going.
And I open up the other bag that's not squishy with the stone, the metal in it.
Where did you get that little one?
And the one talking to you is a white Dragonborn male. He has like a single horn that goes back and falls to like a flap here. He's got tiny spikes that come off his head.
By the way, I did mention Zorfax by name. The only one that I actually said the name of, just so you know, in character.
Believe it or not, you have friends nearby. We wish to speak.
Where are my friends, little?
There are survivors from your people.
Good.
Of
Please lead the way, please.
course. We'll be up there,
And I kind of like gesture with the hand, flopping it around, but like pointed a couple of times over my shoulder up to the high cliff.
Yes, I see.
And then
and if you're who I think you are, then this will be interesting. Are you free?
It was costly, but yes.
I see.
use it as a back scratcher.
Flop.
Oh, that's disgusting.
You just got it to rigor mortis in this shape, so that
Yep.
way you can.
Yeah. Perfect. Too bad I gave away the hand, but I do have a back scratcher for a note.
Before we go, what is that over there?
And I point at the statue thing.
It is a symbol of their queen. It marks her welcoming ships to port.
Oh.
It is. How do I put this? They have tamed what some call water elementals to obey.
Yep, we fought a few of those.
It is one that has been told to take her shape.
Oh. Well, that's terrifying. Well, let's get out of here. This place and these people are weird.
This place is potential. There is much here to uncover. We are very close, little one, and you are proof.
And with that, he starts to follow you.
I'll waddle away like the weird little thing I am.
You see the other two say something in Draconic.
I comprehend it.
I comprehend it.
The black female I'm not entirely certain we can trust this one. They have lied before. And what if he knows nothing of the debris, and to whom are we going? There's no way we can know that the one above is one of us. What if he is but is not? And the other one's like, remain calm. This is an opportunity. All these are opportunities. And if he's one of us, then we can sway him to our cause. And if he's not one of us, it will not matter once we show him the way. And they follow you up.
All right, so I'll meander my way back up, making it not too terribly obvious, and occasionally exchange guts for things if another random dude comes up to me.
Once you are traveling with the Dragonborn, burbles do not approach.
Huh. Well, okay. I'm on mission.
Okay. You
So-
return to the group. Edenog, Adris, and Zorfak are in tow. And it appears that Edenog is the phalanx, is the vanguard of this group.
Well, guys, I've got him. This disguise is terrible. But I did get it. I did get this random sack of guts. I'm not really sure what to do with it, but
Once we're out of eyesight of anyone, I'll go ahead and drop the disguise.
Should note, you're coming back to a place where everyone's invisible.
Oh, right.
well, in a few minutes they'll be
Is
here.
You're full of tricks.
Is this the place, Skeezer?
Yeah, this should be the place.
Oh, okay. I drop the invisibility, and I think all of us would pop out.
Zorfax preps something in her hands, and so does Edenog, and you see they're starting to cast something.
Hi.
Don't worry, we're fine.
You
We're not here to
say
hurt
you're
you.
Fine. How many are we expect to appear or become from
Oh,
something else?
There were only 3. Oh, and you're and the little guy here.
Yeah, whatever that guy is.
Well, no, I was pointing at you, Skeezer.
I step out
No,
from
no.
the brush. Arms are crossed, and I don't look happy. Dog.
Brother. He walks up and he gives you the hand. God, I had a name for this shit.
He gives you the
I don't
hand of friendship.
It is
not friendship.
essentially the dragon version of a greeting. It's just like the Dutch and Schwarzenegger boom with the flexingness out of Predator.
Mm-hmm.
And then at times guild members alter how fingers tap or squeeze as like subtle hands to mark loyalties. But he gives you the standard one.
Mm-hmm.
Koto, I am very pleased to see the strength of blue hold strong within you, that you are.
Are you doing well?
At great cost. I wouldn't say I'm doing well. I was saying that Ashara has shown me grace and patience. And so for that I am thankful. We did not end up wherever you became, but my assumption was that you were either dead or taken.
Yes. I was enslaved, working in the mines.
And with that, Zorfax, she drops her spell the moment she sees you, and after that, she comes up and embraces you. She's like, "You're so brave to have suffered so much, and now you're returned to us, and now you can help us see this through. You will help us find our people, and we are together once more, and you no longer need these."
Oh,
Well,
Well,
That kind of hurt. I mean, right here.
and
See what room, Zorvac.
We have to take back our ship. We have to find a way home.
well, that seems like a good mission.
We know where the ship is at.
They all share a glance. Oh, Koto. He sails it now, with his black flags and his white ring.
Oh no.
He has taken it as his own.
Peg.
Oh, they know of him.
We fought him.
We defeated him. That's why he needed a new boat.
Then I wish you had defeated him more succinctly, Elf.
So do we.
Edenog puts a hand on her. You speak too much and too soon. And pulls her aside. Koto, we don't have all the answers, but we do know he was here in the sky blaze, repaired, flying his sails 5 days ago. We also know he returns here from time to time. It is unclear how often he returns and for what reason. The
Hmm.
Wavan don't like speaking to us. We haven't been able to get very far. So, we're trying to find out what's here that he seeks. Because all that we have learned is that though his crew comes aboard, he leaves the boat, and then he is not seen in the town for some time, as the boat remains docked.
Hmm.
We've been asking around, but they don't talk to our kind. We are not trusted. And I'm afraid if we were to remain here at night, we might be put in shackles. We do not know where the wreckage of the ship initially was. I am convinced that these things have our hard work hidden away somewhere and intend to use it as a weapon in every possible way that they could. And nothing good could come from it. The work of dragons should not remain in the hands.
I agree. We have 3 other survivors at our camp.
That is wonderful. Who do you have?
I've got to write it down. Shit. Just a second. I've got another sheet that has it. I have another sheet that has it. Hold on. I open this file.
Oh, you mean other Kodos?
Other Kodos. They're all the same, just like skeezers.
I do believe that is racist.
Damn it, no, I don't have it written down on this sheet.
Intelligence check. DC of 10.
Oof.
Pressure.
Die hard dice.
12.
Roll above 10.
Zerzig, Lebatagaz, Kilrus.
You write this down. Hold on. Go to this thing. We have Zerzig. Labadaga. And who else?
Kilris.
Kilris.
We have Kilris. We also have Labadagas and Zerzik.
You see Zorfax getting ready to say something and then doesn't.
That would be all of you, wouldn't it?
It would be divine providence and proof that Ashara works through you, Koda.
Dang.
Hmm.
Saint Kodo.
What can I do?
Help us find our ship. We will help you take it back from him. Investigate what became of the wreckage. We cannot leave this place without our cargo.
I agree.
I just don't know how long that will take. And I don't know where to look. And these Wavan don't speak to us.
Hmm.
And they watch our backs for any moment of weakness. We have survived in the wilderness till now. On wit and ferocity.
But they aren't outright hostile to you.
They don't know us. We are a confusing curiosity to them.
Hmm.
But outside of this town, we have fought them. Here, though, there seems to be something that stays their hand.
Interesting.
Perhaps it's simply the law of the town. We've only been here for 3 days. Time enough to understand how truly briefly everything we're looking.
Well then, that would seem to suggest we could go in the town. Potentially. I mean, if you said you fought them and out in the open and then come here without problem. Similar
Well.
situation to us.
Little one, we did not leave survive. That would be foolish. These are unaware.
Oh, I see.
We've stolen what we could to use as their currency, but it escapes shells from the sea. I don't know. I simply know I never have enough.
That seems to be what I just ran into.
We did find some that I was able to do are actually their version of a scroll. They'll mark some, and he'll pull one out of his own that's a slightly different one. This is actually one of their own spells that we've been decoding. It is arcane. It took some time, but this one here is actually a variation on a jump spell.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Well, I've got a bunch of them in here. I'll have to take a look at those.
Skeezer spends the next 15 hours.
Yeah.
Been
Sitting on all these spell scrolls this entire time.
Oh my god! Explodes in excitement. Deflates like a balloon.
Audrus, how much time do you need before I bring the other?
It is going to take us probably the better part of a week to go back and then bring them here. Took us 3 days to get here.
We were already a few days out.
I think
We've got the time. If Kilris is safe, that is entirely what's more.
She is in a village of 100 survivors, not of our kind. But there are many.
And they're not hostile to us.
No.
Then she's safer there than here. And that is what is important. But what is truly great is that we had thought Labatagaz was gone. That's a providence there.
Well then, better get to finding your boat.
That would be wonderful, little one. I'm sorry we haven't formally introduced ourselves. I am Edanog.
Another guy, I'm Skeezer, Zookturn.
Audrus.
I am Fulcrum. Sorry for freaking you all out. I do that a lot.
No need. No one is freaked out.
Oh, just wait.
You're fine.
I'm Morgaine. We have another companion not with us named. Sure, we'll meet him soon.
Well met. I believe you would like to stay beyond the bounds of the city, a nice, safe distance then?
Oh, we've tangled with them so many times now that I'm pretty sure they're going to know about it.
Yeah, I think they'll know us when we get there.
Very well.
Fought them a lot now, particularly
Should
when
we see to it to assist you in ways to obscure your traveling?
Yeah, if
Any
that'll
of that
help.
would be helpful.
While so he took your ship, but we're looking for the place it still went down before Peg took it again.
A person flying his colors sank our ship. I was swimming for my life as our cargo sank into the sea. The storm roiled up around us and pulled it all. Strange stars, strange creatures. And on the other side, chaos. And then nets screaming. Survivors pulled under. I was washed ashore. I found myself on an island in a week. I found Zorfax. Within the next month, we found Audrus. We scrounged food and were met by Wavan and stumbled our way here. We pieced together from words we pulled from that this city existed and that there are ships here. And that's all we had. So we are here. But that you are here too is a blessing on this day. And it's proof that there's a greater hand across this world.
Well, if we can get certain materials together, I can see distant places. But I'll require a glass eye of considerable craftsmanship.
You need to scry.
I do, yeah.
Hold on.
Hold my eye. Yes. All right. Well, this
was just like,
oh God.
Straight up mage badass.
He reaches into a bag, fumbles about, and
Well,
Consider this our olive branch and gift for a well-met day. You've returned to me, a member of my extended family, and a proud brother, strong lineage. It's the least I could do to give you that.
well, thank you. This will be very helpful. We'll be able to use this to discover where, well, to at least look about, see if we can find it. If we have any indication of a potential starting point, we can look. But let me see. Yeah, this will take some time.
Then, gentlemen, where would you have us go?
Well, if we're gonna help you find your ship. Oh, uh, isn't Spindle's? Have you seen anyone weird being prisoner? I mean, aside from the normal people enslaved in this town, like not just enslaved, but like there's in a cell. Spindle really very. I'm not sure they said.
You don't see Spindle right now.
Yeah. Um, just have you seen anyone in town being held prisoner? Like not a slave, but like guarded or
There is a guard, um, lord, some sort of police force that looks over the whole town.
he points down the way and references this building that is marked in pink. The Vula Covenor.
That is
Vula
a guard.
could be in there. Well, I mean, I don't know much about that, I suppose, but I guess if we're gonna help you, Kodo, then we're gonna try and find your ship. We should figure out where off of the coast of this island they washed up. Maybe that'll give us an idea where you.
Do you know the direction of which you came?
We came from west, and we moved east and a little south at times. Once we found the coastline, we followed it. We felt it was the safest way to travel without getting.
Hmm.
Some of the creatures were off-putting.
Yeah, don't fly.
Yes. We tried flight.
Hmm.
The winds proved dangerous enough, and something began to track us in the sky.
Yeah, not good.
Small, very fast. We decided not to deal with that environment. Our flight is accurate, but it requires concentration.
Mm-hmm.
Something that, if broken, proves detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
My little hairy friend here makes good maps. Perhaps you two can add to his map.
Oh, yes, of course. We'll definitely have to expand this. Also to include where we're at now and all the travels we've been on.
That is an excellent idea.
So I'll flop it, the map out, show it to
You
him.
guys
see if
are
they
still kind of
make
in
sense.
the road. Are you guys going to go back and find?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Are you going to stay here?
probably someplace a little bit more out of sight of the city, huh?
Because
Yeah,
this
let's go
goes on
somewhere,
and
set
on.
up
You see
another.
that Audris and Zorfax have sort of taken up a pseudo guard position to watch for anybody traveling along.
Yeah, let's go back into the jungle and set up another hut.
Okay.
A tiny hut.
Because
A
was it
tiny, tiny hut.
Did you say it was about like the end or halfway through the third day that we actually got to the city? Like how far?
This third day is concluding.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
thanks for the follow.
Through all this, like
Thanks for
it's
the
getting
follow.
to oh, we gotta follow?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was-
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tuneflish, I think is what I saw. It's hard to read. It popped up so quick.
Follows are
It is Toonfish.
Toonfish.
thank you, Toonfish.
Yeah.
So as you guys bed down at your camp, night is coming, and you see that Zorfax and Edanog are starting to pull out magic books themselves
Nice.
and study them.
Zorfax would
No,
not because they are
Zorfax,
part
sorry,
of the fibercraft.
Audris. Zorfax.
Learned a new trade.
Zorfax is a mage too. She's just not magicraft. So all three go about studying and making conversation with Kodo, and the night drones on.
All right.
Yeah, basically, I'm
And-
just trying to
and-
find out the locations that they came from, and then I will compare it to the location that I came from, and see if there is a general area we should start.
Okay.
And
Go ahead.
once we're in the hut, I'm gonna kind of like just take a little seat down Indian style and hold in one hand the gem and hold in the other hand the eyeball and just kind of sit and meditate for a while, hang out.
Don't you have to get the eye in the gem?
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna hold like that for a little bit. Eventually, I'll hold them together. But we're
Just
gonna
gonna stare at him until it works.
I want to hold both of them for a little while, and then I'm gonna bring them together. But that'll be like probably later in a hour-long period.
So it goes into nightfall, and for the first time in a long time, Kodo, you have hope with your brethren, not just despair. You guys can hear in the distance that Vula Sands does not go to sleep when the sun goes down. You see lights coming from the town as tons of lamps are lit up, and as the night courses on, what watches are we
I'll take third watch.
I say I can basically stay up all night, except for like an hour or whatever it is. So
I'll take whatever one that Morgaine does not.
Okay. Second watch.
I'll take second, sure.
Okay. Second watch. Morgaine, you're just plucking along, and as you do, you feel the song wanting to come out. Wisdom check.
wisdom check.
Is a great show that comes up on Monday nights at 10 p.m. here on this channel. This week we'll have Larry Elmore.
Yeah, we
joining us.
will. That's
Ooh,
crazy.
nice.
Yeah.
Has he actually
Yeah.
officially said he's going to be here?
Yes. He
Authors
said,
are
"Yeah,
so
just
flaky.
remind me right before." Yeah, I know. But yes,
That's awesome.
it's gonna be
Sorry.
cool.
Wisdom check.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Not bad. Not bad.
Okay. It is your choice
Vroom.
to play it or not.
That was fast.
You don't have to play it.
I choose not to play it.
Okay.
Good choice.
And as you choose not to play it,
Don't want to make Skeezer suicidal.
give me a perception check, Morgaine.
Perception.
Mm,
Not
you-
quite as good, but close.
You catch like just above, really quiet.
Is he still
And then-
invisible? I just kind of hear it.
Yeah, you just heard like you still invisible.
When I catch myself and I decide not to play it, I strum a chord, point in his direction, and then I go back to playing something else.
Please.
It's all right. I play something else.
Please.
Please.
I will owe you a favor.
What do you
If
want
you
me
would
to play
do
it?
this. Yes.
Not right now.
Hmm.
What favor so I can consider?
What are you looking for?
What is your name? I don't know yet. I'll let you know.
I am very capable.
I'll keep that in mind.
Please do.
Oh, right. If you know where this ship is, let us know.
I will look for the ship then. And then you will play for me, and then I shall go.
If you find the ship, we'll talk about it.
He sits there. Third watch. You
Mhm.
see
I think you said that was you, Pan.
Yep.
Pan with third watch. You see right about 5 a.m. pre-dawn. A giant form soar overhead
Oh, great.
over Vula Sands.
Nice.
And for the first time you hear it.
It's a 747.
And as this thing glides across in the morning sunlight, you see all the shimmering, glittering shapes across its back. Give me a perception check.
All right.
Oh.
Oh,
so close.
Bastard dice.
That would have been so good.
Almost rolled
Roll
a
off
20.
a 20
That would've
onto a
So
14.
good too.
Teetered. Man.
You see the central mass of this thing has giant, tall forms coming off of it, reaching towards the sky, dangling hundreds of glittering, shimmering, tiny shapes, some of which fall into the ocean.
Hmm.
And these great wings flap. And this thing is easily, it's tough to say, maybe 700 feet, wingtip to wingtip.
Wow.
Dang.
It soars high in the clouds above Vula Sands and heads off north beyond the horizon.
What are the reactions of the people there in the Vula Sand?
Some stop and stare, but none of the Wavan do.
Hmm.
They kind of just like go about their day. The ones that seem to be stopping, you notice there's a few masked people that stop and kneel and avert their eyes.
The masked folks. Okay.
Mhm. And the burbles scatter.
Hmm.
They find shelter. You actually notice that the sea serpent slinks into the water when that thing flies overhead. And then these 4 shell things also sink under the water.
Okay.
Whoa,
Well, it's because they're being towed by the serpent. Yeah.
big old
Okay.
alpha apex mega predator.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's so big I can't fire an arrow from one to the other.
Whoa.
That's wild.
That's big.
That's a big one. Yeah.
That's right.
All
As
right.
it flies on, you notice in the pre-dawn that Adris is also awake watching it. And he's like, has a tear in his eye.
That thing is quite incredible.
That thing is hope.
Is it? Why does it mean hope for you?
Ancients guide my people.
Hmm.
And the largest things in the sky are always the ancients.
I see. Now it's interesting the reactions that those folks had down there. The Wavin didn't seem to shudder or give notice at all.
Because they're foolish.
But also seems they don't fear it.
Because they're foolish.
Likely, but is it possible they're working with it?
A word of advice, little one. Not everything is a puzzle.
And he starts making breakfast.
But everything is a puzzle.
And it's 1:30 a.m. So with
It
that,
is.
you guys sleep for the night.
Wavin.
Hope for the future.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because I'm not playing the song. If I played the song, there would be. For the
There'd be
future.
no hope.
You
There'd
just
be
walk
no
into the
hope.
ocean. Yep.
And next time,
We would
up
jump off the cliff.
Harrows.
Ball
The next time we have
arrows.
to like quickly transport
Love
back
it.
to the town, back to our village, so Byron can join us.
He's gonna.
Nah, leave
He's
him.
gonna. He's
He
gonna
just skydives in.
He's happy.
Oh, that would be great. He
gonna-
skydives off of the 700-foot wingspan thing, just like lands in camp.
Pitch the ride.
It's like, what's up, guys?
That would be about the most Jack Sparrow way to show up. So I mean,
It really would be pretty jacked.
He would walk up shore right next to that giant eel and just walk up like, what are you guys doing up there? I swam
shows
here.
I swear.
Goes up on a boat that's sinking into the ocean. Well, I almost got away.
Yeah, almost made it.
bad penny man.
Good shit.
We actually thought that we'd come to this city and find Balrin and his pirate captain friend drinking ale in a
Just drunk.
tavern.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I come here every week. I just never told you guys.
I just never told you guys.
This is where I get my
That's-
drink.
That's better than anything I've written. I should have done that. That's a good idea.
I didn't think to tell you guys about this place. It's my watering hole.
It didn't occur to me.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys need story? No, sorry. I didn't know you needed. I didn't know you needed that plot.
It's fine. It's fine. Not important.
Great, perfectly pirate.
It's very pirate.
Absolutely.
Very pirate.
Well, next game is our live game, right?
Is it? Do
No, we have one in
No,
between.
We have
One
one
in
more in
between.
between this?
More in between.
Yes.
And
And what
then
date is that? What date is
I think
the
it's
live game?
28. Oh, live game is
live game is
12.
the 12th.
No, what date is our next game?
20
28th.
something.
28th would be a Saturday. So that would be right.
28. Okay.
I will
Alright.
not be in attendance, unfortunately.
Yes.
No more game?
There will be less gain.
More game. There'll be less gain. I will be in City of Angels for 2 days.
That's crazy talk.
Have fun
I don't even know where that is.
as much as
Los
you can.
Angeles.
There's no angels there.
It's called the Angels. That's called.
I heard they're all in the outfield.
And it's some of them are. That's true. Mike Trout's just out there.
Thank
just
you,
running
Stones.
around.
Yeah, appreciate you guys coming.
We try.
It's a good time. I had a fun time.
All right. Thanks
Next
for everyone.
Game 22.
22 of them.
Crazy. 22
That
a
is
lot.
nuts.
So is it
From
going
here on
to
out, I'm just gonna be saying that all the
Thank you, guys.
time. I'll be like 22.
be 22? Is it going to be more ballroom, less gain?
More baller and less game.
More balls, less gain.
Man.
Yeah.
Great
All right.
NPC, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dug it.
Thank you very much, Levi.
Thanks,
Always fun to-
everybody.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.
See you next time.